DJ Torch and friends. It's about to go down, baby. Yeah. Round and around and around. Yeah. Oh, when love goes around, it comes around. It comes around. Can't stop it. When love goes around, oh, it comes around. Here it goes. Yeah. DJ Torch.
All right, everybody. Microphone check 1, 2. Everything seems to be cool. Let me make sure my levels are right. I'd like to thank you for coming through. Wrong button. Right button. Okay. Audio check. Looks good. About to get this party started. I know I'm just jumping right into it, but I got a lot to do. So anyway, here we go, everybody. Basically, what I want to do tonight is go over some things that I believe a lot of people are missing in the Milagro Gramz, Tory Lanez, Thee Stallion. And we're going to focus more so on what's going on with Torey and Millagro, because that's where a lot of the misunderstanding is being is located. So if you miss any of this, of course, it's going to be on replay. Or missed any of this, of course, it's on replay because you're probably replaying it right now. So anyway, let's get into it. Here we go.
Tory Lanez has an uncanny ability to keep himself in the spotlight. It's a rare time in Tory's life when he isn't embroiled in some sort of controversy. He recently got
That's
himself
controversy. Let's keep it going.
Into legal difficulties when traveling out of Vegas. The Toronto native was scheduled to fly out of Las Vegas airport on Sunday morning when he was halted by officials, according to TMZ. He was attempting to board a flight when his backpack was discovered to contain a substantial amount of cannabis. TSA detected the marijuana and detained him, according to law authorities. Tory Lanez was fortunate in that he was only detained for a short time before being released. Despite the fact that marijuana is legal in Nevada, it is still illegal on the federal level, therefore he was unable to fly with it. The investigation into the matter is still ongoing, and it's possible that he'll get away with a small cannabis infraction. Tory Lanez's schedule should be unaffected despite missing his trip out of Vegas on Saturday. On Sunday night, the Sayet inventor was scheduled to play at Dries to delight the crowd for NFL draft weekend. Meanwhile,
let me pause right here. So basically, this is the thing: is Tory Lanez, unfortunately, like a lot of men in our community, feel like they can just do about anything and everything. This was 3 years ago, but we're going to keep going. I'm going to keep stacking everything. You'll see what I'm getting to later on. Here we go.
Following Megan Thee Stallion's bombshell appearance on CBS Mornings, he was once again the topic of the town. Megan and Lanez's turmoil has just begun, to say the least.
That was 3 years ago. Obviously, we know that turmoil has been established and configured. This is another one right here. This is Tory Lanez again. This is 8 years ago. And what you're seeing is a photo of, it looks like blocks of weed that Tory Lanez was, showcasing. Let's keep it going. Here we go. That's Torey, right? Let me go back because I want you to make sure you know it's Torey. That's Torey. Right there. Bragging about being a criminal, quite honestly. Let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna move it fast forward. You can see those are pew-pews. If you don't, there it is, pew-pews. So I'm gonna move forward. Yeah, so Torey feels like, this was 8 years ago. So Torey felt like long before, the Megan the Stallion fiasco happened, that basically, he could do anything, including showing illegal guns, because even back then he wasn't able to have them. He wasn't able to have them because he's not a citizen of the United States. And basically, what happens is that means that he's illegally running, possessing guns. Okay, I don't know what his obsession with guns is, but he has an obsession with guns. And basically, he broke the law, knowing he was breaking the law, and that's a crime, which defined makes you a criminal.
All right, I've been telling
and what I mean is you're not a criminal if you do something by accident illegally. That's one thing. But if you're doing something like they tell you, okay, no guns, and you keep grabbing guns and you're breaking the law, which is a crime, that makes you a criminal. That's what makes you a criminal. I don't care how famous you are. I don't know how many platinum records you make. I don't care how many, how much money you might make or anything. If you're doing criminal shit, you're doing criminal shit, and you shouldn't do criminal shit. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
Mr. Telefell TV. Tory Lanez, a guy that I really enjoy Tory Lanez music. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I felt like he gave away too much music for free. I really like Tory Lanez music. I think he's just a dope talent. He's going forward. Some people are going to be around, and some people you don't think are gonna have that much longevity. Tory Lanez has had a couple records hit radio, but I'm on talent alone. I'm telling you, Tory Lanez is going to be around for a while because he can make music. He can make good music, and he knows how to switch the sound up when need be. All right, Tory Lanez was in a routine traffic stop. And pretty much it was about his tags on his whip. I think these pictures surfaced a couple of days ago of Tory Lanez getting arrested. And here's what happened. All right. He had a little bit of weed on him.
Right.
But the biggest thing was a gun. And that gun is a felony. And you really.
I told you he was a criminal. I told you he was a felon. This is 8 years old. This video, I repeat, is 8 years old. So Torey already had been establishing himself as an amazing, talented singer, rapper, and an amazing felon and criminal. I know it sounds crazy that we're putting them both in the same breath, but it's just a fact. The reason why they didn't allow Torey to carry a gun, other than he was from Canada, as for some reason he can't handle his pew-pews. Or there's the term, you can't handle your liquor. Well, I have one for that too. For pew-pews too. Nobody forced him to carry around weapons and become a criminal. He did it 8 years ago. This is 8 years ago. I repeat again, this is 8 years ago. Long before, Megan was involved. Okay. He had already well established himself on a road of crime over and over again. You want to give him a pass, that's you. But technically in the United States, he's a criminal. You want to make up something else, you want to say, oh wow, it was just the man, and whatever you want to do, I'm down. Do what you do. But by the word, he was a criminal 8 years ago. And this becomes very, 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 very important later on when we start talking about Milagro. And not only her, she's not alone. Akedemiks, MTR, a lot of other people. It's very important for me to show you that he was a criminal long before being around Meg Thee Stallion. Here we go.
They can't just get rid of that just like that. All right. The misdemeanors for the weed, that's light. In Florida, that's light. But the gun charge is something that you really just can't get rid of.
Remember now, I showed you pictures of the pew pew, and I showed you pictures of the blocks of whatever that stuff was. Act natural under pressure in the house. Good seeing you. Here we go.
That easily. It's a felony. Hopefully, Tory Lanez can make some things work. He's already out. He posted $1,000 bond. He's good there. He might have to go back to court over it. I don't think Tory Lanez has a checkered past. I think he'll be fine.
Oh, man, you're going to find out. Everybody, you're going to find this out. It's going to be the most interesting, boring first 30 minutes of this live that you will ever see, because we are diving deep into Tory Lanez's history. Here we go.
Fine. But to make a long story short, Tory Lanez just had some expired tags probably, and he was probably traveling with his team, and he had a weapon. And as a rapper who has created a little tension, any rapper that has a little tension in the atmosphere, you got to have some sort of weapons. The only thing is Tory Lanez, your team got to have that gun registered. Other than that, this looks worse than what it really is. A rapper having a gun.
And unfortunately, for this gentleman right here, he said it looks worse than it really is. If he would have known, I mean, this is the clearest. This is the epitome of aging poorly. Because as you can see, obviously, Tory Lanez, the proof would have been if he wouldn't have, his pew-pews wouldn't be involved in the assault of somebody. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
Tory Lanez.
Just in case. Wait, now let me go ahead.
Tory Lanez gun charge is cleared.
Good for him. Let me start it right here. Every time I hear music.
And he now has some good news about the gun and drug charges from his April arrest in Florida. According to his Instagram page, the gun charges have been dropped. Lanez took to social media to celebrate the good news and posted a picture of him throwing up the peace sign.
So you would think, right? You would think, like, if you got out of some gun charges and shit, right, that you'd be, let me toss these things. Let me not use them or put them around anymore. Let me not be around pew-pews because they're bad luck for me. You would think Tory would have learned. This is 8 years ago again. And they're like, the funny thing is the media is all happy about it. Like, wow, he got away.
For what that means, but the bottom line is everything's all good for now. While that is positive news for the Canadian rapper, it's unclear whether or not his lawyer was able to get the drug charges dropped. However, the gun charge, a third-degree felony, was the biggest hurdle to overcome.
Okay, 8 years ago. This is 8 years ago. Remember, I will keep saying that because a lot of people think that he's a good guy. You know, he doesn't do anything wrong and all that kind of stuff. Remember, 8 years ago, I am showing you proof, absolute proof that he wasn't even supposed to be around a pew-pew. The charges were dropped, and the charges were dropped, okay? It could have been a technicality. It could have been whatever. We don't care. The fact of the matter is that he got charges, and the bottom line is that he still shouldn't have had them guns. Let's keep going. I got more for you.
Meanwhile, musician Tory Lanez, convicted of shooting rapper Thee Stallion, sentenced to 10 years in prison. A judge in Los Angeles handing down that sentence today, culminating a case that filled gossip pages and polarized the music industry.
Okay. The thing is this. What you have to ask yourself is, did Megan force Tory to carry a gun? No. Did Megan ask Tory to carry a gun? No. I don't even think Megan knew Tory had a gun. Whether she did or not, it doesn't matter, though. The fact of the matter is, he carried a gun. Oh, he carried a gun. It's his freaking gun. That's what we all know. when he wasn't supposed to, which is committing a crime. What do they call people who commit a crime? Criminals. Gun gives you felony charges. What does that make you when you commit felony charges? A felon. There's nothing else you can do with that. Why we glamorize criminals and felons is beyond me. I don't care how talented they are. And he is indeed talented. Let's go over why. I know it's boring, but we got to do it. Let's find out how we got here. Let's find out how Torey became Tory Games.
Tory Lanez might be going to jail for 22 years. Does he deserve it? Keep watching to find out. It seems his recklessness.
Let me pause for 1 second. Y'all, let me know if the volume is cool in the chat. Let me know the video volume is where it needs to be. I'm going to pause it right now just to make sure, give it a little insurance punch. We need to make sure you can hear it okay. I'm going to bring it up to around right there. Maybe a little higher. Okay, here we go.
Finally starting to catch up to him. We all know that you don't mess with Tory Lanez. Or
let me go back.
Keep watching to find out. It seems his recklessness is finally starting to catch up to him. We all know that you don't mess with Tory Lanez, or else he will go out of his way to make you regret it. Like how this unfortunate rapper found out the hard way after releasing a diss track on Tory Lanez, where he allegedly got jumped and chased by Tory's goons, and then later forced to apologize.
So, and remember now, let me put Milagro in the mix. He's framing this guy as a good guy who doesn't belong in jail. Let me keep it going.
At gunpoint.
Apologize, bro. Apologize, bro. Or you know what's going on. Apologize, my. Apologize.
So basically what happened was this. This rapper made a diss track on Tory Lanez, right? Instead of Tory Lanez, I'll make a diss track back or whatever like this. Like a lot of scum rappers, he threatens this dude in person. Now he sent some goons to do it, which even makes worse because it makes him now cowardly scum in a way when you think about it. They threatened him. They threatened to kill him.
I got you, bro. Apologize. Got you, man. Say sorry. My bad for the
Say sorry.
All right, bet. I got you.
Crazy.
So you heard it. Let's keep it going. Milagro, I hope you're watching this or you're watching something like it because, we got to talk.
We found even more crazy and messed up situations for you. So keep watching the video until the end. Today, we're going to be going over Tory Lanez and his insane criminal history. And if you haven't already, please subscribe now.
Wait a minute. I thought he didn't have any criminal history. Oh, man. Well, ain't that something new to me?
So we can keep making more videos. Firstly, who is this guy anyway? Well, people became familiar with his name after his singles Love and Say It were released. He continued to rise in fame and has been featured with several other well-known artists. So why has this success story become so messy? Not many people know this, but Canadian-born Tory Lanez had a turbulent childhood. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but it's a well-known fact that a difficult childhood often leads to problems. Could this be the reason he's been getting into so much trouble?
See, my thing is this. Just because you have a turbulent childhood does not mean you can run amok in the neighborhoods. So I understand that, you know, people have it hard. I understand, but it doesn't mean you can damage other people because of it.
Here's what we found out. When he was quite young, he lost his mother to a rare disease. He lived with his father, an ordained minister, who remarried after a year.
Let me pause it right there. I want you to listen to this. This is very important because, you know, he's all supporting Torey now. But let's listen to what happened with here, you know, Torey's dad. This is Torey's dad right here.
I guess abstinence wasn't his calling. Anyway, Lanez became an extremely troubled child, and as he continued growing, he began to exhibit several behavioral issues.
Deontay is in the house. Deontay, look, it's good seeing you. I was a little worried because I was hearing some beeps last time you were here. I was worried, you know, but I'm glad to see you here. Here we go, everybody.
He had no respect for authority and was suspended from school countless times.
Okay, no respect for authority, suspended from school. I mean, come on now. I mean, some people, they grow out of it. Obviously, as you can see, today, Torey didn't. Let's keep it going.
One would expect that an ordained minister would show more compassion and forgiveness. But Sunstar Peterson, aka
Sunstar Peterson, and Torey's real name is Daystar Peterson. Now, you would think with great names, because that name pops. I mean, really, Daystar Peterson, that's a cool name to have. You would think he would use that as a stage name, but he doesn't. You know, Daystar. Wow, that has some pop to it, if you ask me. Daystar. You know, his dad hooked him up with the great first name. But let's keep it going. Here we go.
Dad wasn't having it. He decided to send his son to live with his cousin in Queens.
He was so bad. Torey was so bad that even his own blood father dumped him. That's something you have to pick up again. Here we go.
Would show more compassion and forgiveness. But Sunstar Peterson, aka Dad, wasn't having it. He decided to send his son to live with his cousin in Queens, New York. His cousin couldn't put up with him either, so he was...
Why he sent him to his cousin, I have no clue. It's not even a brother. It's not even like his brother. It's his cousin. So, and his cousin couldn't stand. So you see how unstable Daystar is, okay? You see how unstable Daystar, aka Torey, is. Let's break it down even more.
Eventually sent to Toronto to live with his grandmother. This old lady wasn't having it either, so he was left to raise himself at the tender age of 15.
So at 15, he's out on the streets. At 15, the kid is so bad. The kid is so bad that even none of his blood family wants him around. That's how bad Daystar is, if indeed this is true, but I don't see why it wouldn't be. Otherwise, this culture report would be down. So Daystar is so bad. Torey is so bad. Not even his own family could stand him at the age of 15. So he belonged to the streets. He belonged to the streets. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
At 16, he dropped out of school, and later he began performing at concerts. He slowly rose to fame, and when he did, it was clear that he was no saint. The first major memorable incident took place at a concert in Midland, Texas. The year was 2016. There was a disagreement between security forces and those who came to enjoy themselves at the concert. The disagreement escalated into chaotic violence. Instead of asking them to calm down, Tory Lanez proceeded to tell them, "Fuck shit up." This caused a huge riot, and it got so bad that the police had to be called in. The concert was ended and arrests were made. In 20
That doesn't sound like somebody a pillar of the community would do. Literally trashing an establishment. It doesn't make sense either, because you want as many venues available for yourself as you want, but he's so diabolical, he doesn't care.
2017, he was arrested in Florida's Broward County for drug and gun possession. He had 20 grams of marijuana in the glove box of his car and an unloaded gun in the center console.
Here we go. They're in that center console again. Got them pews. So basically it's like this. Milagro. Remember, you put 10 toes down for this man right here, and he could care less about you. He could definitely care less about really anybody. It's not personal, Milagro. Don't take it personal from him. But this is who you signed up with.
If that wasn't enough, his vehicle wasn't registered and he didn't have a valid driver's license.
Breaking laws. The vehicle wasn't registered. Who knows if it was even his? And he has the coolest name, Daystar Shamuel Shua Peterson. I don't know about the Samuel and Shua Peterson, but Daystar Peterson. See, you don't have to stay like this, Daystar. You didn't have to bring your criminal behavior. You didn't have to bring that with you. Dude, you're famous. This is basically, he must have been reading the Diddy book of behavior or something like that. Because you would think that after these men became big and famous, that you would mature and you would play it safe and you wouldn't be all rambunctious like this and shit. But they didn't do it. They kept going. Let's keep it going.
Since he had Canadian citizenship, he was not allowed to drive in Florida or any of the United States. Ordinary folk wouldn't imagine breaking a law like this, but perhaps his new fame made him feel like he was above the law. Lanez was shortly released after he posted a $1,000 bond.
See, and that's the funny thing. They keep letting this dude out. Illegal driving, no driver's license, no registration, pews and drugs. And they still let him out. How many passes does the United States government have to give somebody until you all understand he had his chance? How many times? How many guns, pews, and D-rugs and illegal driving and illegal, no registration. That's small. The registration is a small thing. But, it's like this dude wanted to continue to break laws. He was doing it on purpose. Unfortunately, like a lot of young men do.
So our friend Lanez is no stranger to law enforcement. In current times, he is
no stranger to criminality.
Best known for his most recent incident with female rapper Megan Thee Stallion. No one anticipated the drama that would follow after a house party on July 12, 2020. Tory Lanez and Megan allegedly got into an argument while driving away after a night of enjoyment. Apparently, these two could not settle their differences amicably, and this resulted in, you guessed it, violence. Lanez was arrested and charged for having a weapon in his car. However, he had allegedly done more. There is
So basically, it's like this. At the very, 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 very minimum, he's at least going to be in jail. Let's say he didn't, because y'all make up these all this shit, you know. Let's say for some reason that those that what's some of the myths out there, that the girl was the other girl who shot her, or it was glass, or she wasn't shot at all. That's what you guys were saying, right? That's what that Milagro was throwing some of that stuff out, but I'm not going to just hold it to her, because a lot of you cowards were doing the same shit. So let's just say it's not even, let's say he wasn't even there. No, we can't go that far. Bottom line is the guns were his. The guns were his. And guess what? He's not supposed to have guns. He's not supposed to have pews. That's at least a year. Now they've already like for the last 10 years, they had already let him slide. They had already, his tickets were getting punched all the time. They were giving him, passes as if he was at a concert. Passes. How many passes do you want to give men like this? Because Daystar is one of many men like this. How many hands and feet do you want this dude to? We haven't even got to Augustusina. He put hands and feet on him. Either indirectly or directly, he made it happen. How much? I mean, assault on another person, that can be 10 or 20 years right there. This is one of the most important things I need to tell you is like, look, this dude knew. Don't get mad because he's in prison. He actually technically belongs there. It might be good for him. How many people do you want him to beat up, aim his pews at, shoot in the the foot? How many? You're not going to take him seriously until he starts doing some David shit? You weren't going to feel sorry for Megan until she was in the back of a Tesla or something, or the front? I believe it's the front of a Tesla. Is that what you want? Now you start feeling sorry for Megan after if she ended up, like the other young lady in David's life, who was a young girl that David shouldn't have been around in the first place. That's what you want? I mean, you really need to think about this. You need to sit down with a piece of paper, and ask yourself, I mean, how many breaks do you want to give a talented bandit? You really need to ask yourself that. I mean, you really do. I mean, how many times do you want to give somebody a pass? I mean, we're not talking about I'm not talking about somebody who might have a problem with D-rugs or a license plate issue or registration. I'm talking about somebody who we know hurt people before physically. How many breaks do you want to give these kind of men? Because he's not alone. Diddy, his whole circle, all of those people who were around him knew what he was up to. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. We know what happened. Let's go ahead.
Megan Thee Stallion responded after winning part of her civil case against Milagro Gramz. Jurors agreed that Gramz caused emotional distress and shared an AI image of Megan to spread wrong information. Megan then addressed the outcome on social media. She posted a close-up photo with the caption, "Not y'all still get on the internet lying after losing."
Lying after losing. And we're going to go over that because for some reason now people are saying that Megan lost. And I think they're ignorant to the fact of what went down, but we're going to get to that in a minute. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
Here on CBS News Miami, just 24 hours after the verdict in the Megan Thee Stallion's defamation lawsuit, blogger Milagro Cooper is sharing her story.
And she's answering tough questions about the actions that led her to this moment, like a deep fake AI pornographic video she was accused of amplifying to her followers. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor has the exclusive.
Did you know it was an AI fake video?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I didn't know what it is. I could tell body language she's not being forthcoming. The thing is this. I mean, this is the problem I have. They're saying she's a media defendant, right? So she's part of new media or media, that media BS that's coming out now. Now, the thing is this is the problem that we have is that really, quite honestly, it's hard for me to say why because remember now, the only thing that was that was keeping her from being hit with defamation was the fact that the lawyers on the other side didn't do the paperwork. They didn't send in a cease and desist. But I don't know if they didn't do that on purpose because they caught her. Because I think this showing getting Milagro on the corn thing. The corn is basically, I think that's a bigger issue. And not financially, but she was guilty of promoting, CORN, you know what I mean? That's not a good look to have on your resume. And the thing is if you're a media defendant, right, you would think there are some protocols as professional media that you would take to before endorsing or showing anything. And that's why I just don't believe her story at all. Because basically, she's been around long enough and done well enough to be cautious on what she endorses or what she just says. So I'm kind of like rolling my eyes, when she's saying, "Oh, I didn't know." Let's let her talk some more, though.
Absolutely not.
And why did you spread it?
I think that's a tricky question because I think there are misconceptions about what actually happened. Mm-hmm. I did say go to my likes, and I did speak about it.
And that is how Milagro Cooper described her actions for which she ended up sued in a Miami federal court by rapper Megan Thee Stallion. In the civil lawsuit, the rapper said in June 2024, defendant Cooper encouraged her 27,000 followers to view an ex post by another person, an artificially created video of Miss Pete purportedly engaged in sexual acts without Miss Pete's knowledge or consent. Megan Pete, the rapper's legal name, testified in court that the video caused her such emotional distress, she considered her life was not worth living.
Did you not know this could harm her?
Did I personally think that this would cause her to feel those ways? Absolutely not.
Look, let's face it. Okay. Let's break this down deep now. I think one of the worst things that can happen to a human being, male or female, is that you be embarrassed in a sexual way. If, being, I got to say it, being sexually shamed. It's one of the worst things. And I believe that a normal thinking person is going to find that disgusting. So Milagro worked herself into what's called what I call a checkmate. You either knew that it was hurtful and painful, or you are so emotionally detached that you didn't think it would be emotionally damaging to her. Someone would say, well, how would you feel if it was you? If you have a certain psychological feeling, I can see that being like you wouldn't care. The fact is, you didn't care. And that wasn't the only, I think a lot of people think, Miss Alto in the house, good seeing you. A lot of people think that it was just this, a couple times that she did stuff. I found out, I didn't know it was for 5 years. Milagro, 5 years, for real? 5 years. 5 years of just, I don't care how famous somebody is. There are people I cannot stand at all. I really just can't stand them. Famous people. And I would have never have done that, what you did. Let me keep it going.
On Monday, Megan Pete left court with a smile, while the jury found Cooper defamed the rapper and awarded $16,000 in damages for defamation. Judge Cecilia Altonaga said she would not include the jury's defamation finding in her final order. Megan Pete would only get $59,000 from the blogger and not $75,000 anymore.
Okay, let me pause that. And then a lot of you guys, Milagro won. She lost. Let's make sure everybody knows she lost. If it was just about money, you can argue all you want. You can silver lining it all you want. But in the court system, in the books and on the docket, Milagro lost. Now I need to enlighten you on something. For Megan, it was never about the money. Whether it be 30 million or even 30,000, her and her lawyers knew Milagro didn't have the money. The judgments is what Megan wants. And she got it. So she won. It's that simple. That's how it works. See, a lot of you think it's always about money. Sometimes it's about different things. It's just like when a guy or a woman, a millionaire, which Megan is, just wants something. They just want something. There's something they want. see, you guys are funny to me. Some of you pro Daystar, pro Milagro. It's funny to me. You almost don't want to understand things. Like, okay, when a guy goes out, a dude pays $1 million for a car or a watch or something like that. You're like, wow, that's bad. You're all cool with it for a trinket. But when somebody seemingly, because they have not messed around with them with lawyer fees yet, we'll get to that in a minute. When somebody spends $1 million for their own reputation, ha, 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 you spent all that money, you didn't lose any, and you lost all that money. Now you're getting all, see, why, that's ignorance. Megan, like a lot of wealthy people, see their reputation, okay, as value. Now the whole world knows, and what you may have missed, her investors know, that blogger was lying. That blogger was lying about her character. That blogger was lying about the video, the corn video. That blogger was lying about her foot because it was adjudicated. And that is the value in the $1 million lawyers. Now, the dream team on Milagro's side did an amazing job. Milagro, it could have been a bloodbath. These lawyers, I saw them work the Alicia Andrews case. That Florida court, wanted to send Alicia Andrews, to a M beef, a Merc beef for sure. And for them to get where they did for that young lady, though technically they sort of lost, that's more of a win than what Milagro got. Milagro, see, the thing with Milagro, what a lot of people don't know, you go, oh, she's still getting her money. I was talking to somebody in some other chat, and they go, oh, yeah, she's still getting her money. She's getting her cheese. I said, well, that really, it's not her money anymore. It's not her cheese anymore. And on the stand, Milagro told the courts she was $10K in debt. So which one is it? She's bawling, ha ha, you didn't stop anything, Megan, or what she said in the court records. Which ones do you want me to believe? Because I ain't gonna follow this hip hop stuff all the time. Which one you want me to believe? That she bawling? Is Milagro bawling or not? Or is she in the same boat that Tasha K is in? Let's keep it going. It's funny. Let me keep it going.
For the jury to decide that it wasn't a multi-million-dollar settlement or finding, that is a...
Okay, number one, the jury doesn't decide on the money. Hey, look. It wasn't the jury that got you the lower thing. It was your dream team, lawyer team. They the one who rocked the house. Okay, let's make that clear. You should have made that clear, but you didn't make it clear enough. That dream team, they pulled it off. Angela Reddick in the house.
They win. Absolutely.
The jury also decided Milagro Cooper was a media defendant. That was the reason the compensation for defamation would not count. She alleged she is new media.
What ethics rules?
She is okay. Number one, she's not new media. Media is like you're neutral and you're just giving the news. It might be a little bit slightly, bent one way or the other, but it's still the news. She's out here she's just basically Black YouTube, in my opinion. That's who she is. She's just out here doing it the way she wants to. That's my opinion, by the way. But her lawyers, I am telling you, mwah! Oh, man. Yep, Angela, you nailed it. Integrity is priceless. Let's keep it going. I mean, the fact that, the thing is this. Millionaires, their reputation, I'm going to say this again, and I thank Angela for bringing this up. Their reputation is everything. And you guys are saying, whoa, what a millionaire to see anybody. If whoever Milagro was talking to about that, the way she did, calling her like unstable, you called Megan unstable. And you said that she was you alluded to her being, what was it? An alcoholic. Oh, F that. Now, let me break something down for you, Milagro. Now you're fucking with her money. That's why you were in court. Because let me tell you something. Nobody wants to hire an unstable drunk to endorse their products. And guess how Megan makes a lot of her money, probably even more than her music? Endorsing products. You fucked with her money. You got what you got. She just needed it. She just needed the judgment. So when she goes to these investors, these billionaires that want her to sell products, because she does it. I watched some commercial she did, and I was like, man, she knocked that out the park. And they say, well, are you really, an alcoholic or what? I said, she can walk in there and say, sir, here's my court documents. I knocked this. I won. Woman lied. Oh, here's your, okay, we wanted to, can you do this $90 million project for us? Now that $2 million don't make, now $1 or $2 million legal fees don't mean that much, do they? See, you weren't thinking about that part. I bet your lawyers were, though. They probably knew, okay, Megan's just trying to, she's got things going here, and the last thing she needs is some blogger coming up here acting like they know everything about Megan and making it appear that she's basically a 304, a drunk 304 with a weak liver. Oh, you getting that? It doesn't matter who you were speaking about, Milagro. That's why I don't believe the whole media thing, because a media person doesn't make a big mistake like that, where they're saying stuff that doesn't, that doesn't jive. Let's put it that way. They don't make that kind of a mistake. Some do, and they get sued. So if you want to be known as a professional person, that's fine. But expect that if you do that same shit again, you're gonna get the same smoke from anybody. Let's keep going. Now, here's the funny thing. Everybody was saying Megan's a liar, Megan's a liar. Even though, guess who deleted some texts?
Megan and her team is saying that Milagro has been running a smear campaign since the Tory Lanez trial. So she's saying that they've been spreading lies, they've been boosting conspiracy theories. Megan's team sent her a preservation letter basically saying, hold on to all of your messages, especially anything with Tory Lanez or his daddy, Sonstar Peterson. Instead of preserving it, she allegedly did the exact opposite. And what they found out was that over 2,300.
By the way, that's confirmed. I don't have time to go dig for the actual receipts, but it's confirmed she did delete.
Deleted messages were found from just 1 week, and the judge basically said that she acted in bad faith, meaning that it wasn't a mistake, it wasn't an accident, it was actually something that she did deliberately. So now she's facing monetary sanctions, and when this goes to trial, the jury will be told that they can assume the deleted messages were basically bad for the case, which is why they were removed in the first place.
So,
bitch.
Let me pause it right here. So, everybody wants to call, Megan a liar, but who's deleting the texts? Not just one or two that, that was, maybe Milagro had a booty call going on and she didn't want people to, the courts to see that shit or whatever. I don't know, but I'm not saying that's what happened, but what I'm saying is that would be the defense she could use. The only problem is it was 2,000 texts. You know how hard it is to delete 2,000 texts? It's almost to the point where you might as well just what we call, a refresh of your phone as if you're going to sell it again or something. I'm sorry, 2,000 texts, and you want to call her a liar. When omission to me is a way of lying. And no, I don't think Milagro is a dirty liar. I just think she knew that she would be in deeper trouble if she left the text on there. $2,000. That's a lot of work. That's like you're sitting in front of your phone all day. And to me, it's like, look, you got to do what you got to do, but don't go out here calling people a liar. Angela puts it perfect. Some vloggers are vultures and don't realize if they burn certain celebs, they will get blackballed and or sued by more celebs. Bars. So the thing is this, it's one thing making up that somebody is lying, but when you literally do actions that are deceitful, like deleting those texts after they told you not to delete them, I'm just saying.
Nasty, vile, gutter snipe. Right up out the hood.
Hey, Couture Bays, it's your girl, Brooke, going live with the Bree Talk and Bay Squad. We got to talk about Milagro Gramz finding out Tory Lanez used her. Like, y'all, this is...
And she did. I mean, Torey did. He did. Torey got you good. If anybody got you good, Milagro, it was Torey. It was Daystar. He got you good. I don't know why you windmilled for him so hard. I really don't. I mean, the thing is this, Milagro, it's almost like you took responsibility for him. What made you think he was an honest guy? I mean, I played his history for all to see, and I know that if you're a professional, if you're a media, defendant, that you're going to do your research before you endorse somebody or whatever, right? What Torey did was bound to happen. Why you got in the mix, I have no idea. And if it was just for that little $3,000, some people said you got paid or whatever, that from his father, man, I am so sorry. I really am. I'm deeply sorry, because that ain't shit from what you're going through right now. Well, now, because technically, unless you lied in court, you broke as fuck. You said you were in 10K debt. Now, you might have some GoFundMe going on and everything, and people still, will support you. I've seen that. But if what you said in court from the papers I read, if it's true that you were 10K in debt, let's keep it going.
Is breaking news. Literally, it's breaking the internet. And when I say breaking the internet, I'm talking about the social media spaces, because, child, who knew that they would come? But it is what it is. Before we even get started, let's like, comment, and subscribe. Tap that notification.
By the way, this is Culture Bay. You can always see the source, my sources right here, because it's important. I'm going to hit that like. Here we go.
So you can get all the updates and alerts. And remember, opinions are not facts. Every day we say here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes solely. So sit back, relax, sip you some apple juice or my faith to vegan water, and let's get into the mess, shall we? So, y'all, before we even get into this clip that's being passed around from Karmic Resolution or something like that, I'll be putting their link down in the description bar. I just want to say nobody takes pleasure in discussing Milagro. All right, she's the trend in the topic. Tory Lanez was trending. She's trending because she unfollowed him. Baby, we have to talk about this.
Did you unfollow him? I'm not going to say you did. But, yeah, well, I mean, you have your right? Okay. I wouldn't blame you if he, well, let me.
Before we expound, let's let Milagro do the talking.
So how I feel right now, this is what I'm gonna do. I've already thrown out some ideas, but I'm not gonna give a comment because I already know what people want to do with it and what they will turn it into in the media space. So I unfollowed Thee Stallion on Instagram because I don't want to look at you. It ain't no beef or nothing. You don't have to feel like it's this or that. But I just have no comment. So I would appreciate if when you came to my Instagram, don't ask me about him. You come in any of my spaces, just don't ask me about him. We don't even have to talk about him. And we can leave it just straight like that. So I have no comment. I won't tear him down. I won't say, you ain't got to, nobody, no human in life has to feel like, oh, she gonna get vindictive and go online and start saying it. No, I will not weaponize my proximity in any type of way. I will not start, well, because I was of it. No, none of that. I have no comment.
Here's the thing. Why would somebody, I mean, she weaponized her, I guess she knows that she sniped Megan. So she wants, I guess, Tory's camp to know that she's not going to do the same thing to them. That's what she's saying. That's my observation. Let's keep it going.
No comment. And I'll leave it right there. So I just told you, I unfollowed him. It say follow back. Because I don't want to look at you.
So I guess that's where she unfollowed, Torey. This is weird, really weird to me because, again, why? This is not just about Torey, ladies and gentlemen. This is about anybody who is like Daystar. if you know the person's a monster, or you read that the person's a monster, and you can't find any information that exonerates them, like this dude has like a track record that's a foot long. I mean, a paperwork, 2 feet long of paperwork of things he did in the past against both men and women. So what in the hell? What in the world are you trying? Where did you get this idea to think that to be so defensive against somebody who has done criminal shit in the past? That's what I don't get. I really would like to hear Millie explain that. Like, girl, look at this man's past. What made you think he was not capable of doing what he did, what they say what he did to Megan or anybody else? This is a dude who had his goons beat up at least 2 men, or at least 1 man, August Alsina, and then threatened another one at gunpoint. Where are we at now? Where are we at? That's the thing. I mean, I thought like somebody like, Danica Marie and Crimson Cure, I thought they was like in that red pill ma'am's, whatever you ma'am's manosphere. But I mean, for you to defend such a talented low, it doesn't matter. He's still a low life. Look, Millie, his own father kicked him out. His own father kicked him out. That's how bad he was. And you windmill for that?
Ask me nothing. Don't ask me for no update. Don't ask me what's going on. Don't ask me shit. I still did a show and covered that press conference, reposted that link, signed that petition, because I believe that he's innocent and he should be free. I don't walk back anything I said. I stand on everything I said.
Okay, it's like this. I understand. Ghost says, I don't like this chick. I don't know this chick. And I don't know this chick. I don't know who this chick is. And I feel incredibly awesome about that. Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, okay, you're defending. Okay, here, this is, let me break it down for everybody. In one corner, we have Megan Thee Stallion, college graduate, superstar, of course, whether you like her or not. Okay. Very, very well off. We can say very well off. Is in love and everything. Then on the other corner, we have a man with a 10-year rap sheet for guns and violence. Then you have a friend named Kelsey. Somehow everybody is convinced in the Millie camp that somehow a dude who has gun issues for 10 years did not go ahead and shoot Megan. Megan tried to protect dude by saying, oh, I think it's glass. I think I stepped on some glass. And the funny thing is then you had the nerve to say something like she was lying about that. Don't be mad at Megan. Be mad at Megan's foot that metal fragments were found in. They didn't find glass in her foot. They found pew pew bee fragments. That came out of a pew pew. One person was telling me she wasn't even shot. She wasn't even shot. And I watched that news clip of Megan backing up, you know, after she was getting out of the car, after the officers were telling her to get out of the car. And you can see every step she took. You could see blood stains. So what you're saying, Millie, is that Megan's foot lied. You're saying Megan's foot, not Megan, Megan's foot lied. Megan's foot lied about Torey because, see, when she went to the hospital to get, you know, them fragments taken out and shit, I guess the foot turned to glass in the metal fragments. That's what you say. You're saying, I mean, okay, I'm sorry. I understand that they're both hard surfaces, like they're both hard materials, right? But I think a doctor and, you know, forensic team and all them people with all them little fancy things there, they're going to find out that they know the difference between glass and bullet fragments. I mean, hats off. You really think the government's going to lie about bullets and or glass fragments? And to me, quite honestly, when I think about it, I don't think it really matters how her. I mean, I guess she was saying, maybe because she was saying defending Torey, which was crazy to me, while Megan actually tried to defend your bandit friend more than you did. Actually, she really didn't want him to go to prison. Initially, until he started harassing her. Then it's like, F this. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she still doesn't want him to go. No, he needs to be there, though, because he's going to do some dumb shit if he gets out. Kind of like Diddy. Everybody, I mean, the thing about Diddy and Daystar, they're really almost the same kind of guys. They really are. I mean, basically, if as soon as you think that they'd learn a lesson, but they obviously don't. They don't. There are some men, ladies and gentlemen, that just don't learn. They just don't learn. And Daystar and Diddy are just some of those guys. Because even when he was in prison, he was having his, you know, what do they call them? Flying monkeys, which you were one of them, by the way. One of the bigger ones, causing shit. Threats, defamatory statements. I'm not saying you did the threats. I'm saying you did but you did, hey, they said you did the defamatory thing. It was just paperwork that got you off of that one. But you were just a flying monkey in the world of Torey. That's all you were. If he can manipulate you with a couple dollars, which $3,000 is, really, quite honest, let's face it, and make you do what you did to Megan, that was they got a better, I will say this, they got a better deal than Megan got from her lawyers, for now at least. They used you good, girl. Man, they worked you. Yeah, if anybody you need to be very mad at or upset at, and I know you should not, by all means, do not talk about them, it's Torey and company. Because I have to say it, they fucked you. They fucked you over. I don't know what they told you to do, but you shouldn't have done it. I'm telling you, I don't know what made you do it. I really don't. It might have been a little clout chasing. Who knows? I think that was a little bit of a mix. So it's not totally, they didn't totally F you. It's they sort of, you know, they just kind of let you kind of did some too. You could have left the girl alone. So they broke out the facts and he got his little 10 years. And I guarantee you, Millie, it's like this. There were so many things. I'm trying to make you understand that there are so many things that he could have done not to be in prison right now. And he literally did the opposite. I think they would have probably only given him 5 years if he just would have left people alone and stopped tampering with stuff. You can pat yourself on the back because you might have saved him 5 years or 10 years by deleting stuff on your phone. You might have been in there for 20 years if they left that stuff in there. Who knows? Who knows? But no criminal. I mean, I don't know why they didn't ask you. Never mind. That ain't my thing. So let's keep it going.
For what? For what? Hello. First of all,
by the way, if you don't already know, this is Millie talking about Megan.
Using right now, and
who I assume she doesn't even know at all. Megan doesn't know her. They don't even know each other, but she has this kind of smoke for her. Listen.
Skin is peeling for the new layers, and I don't need to be opening my mouth that wide. Pause. And so I know a lot of y'all think I'm about to get up and do a lot of fussing and cussing, but I'm not. You want to know why? Look, that's how I'm really about to go off. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And you think you know me, bitch, and you don't. I'm not about to go off. No, I'm not. Because all they want me to do is get up and look like an erratic, emotionally unstable ghetto bitch and try to use it against me and turns around and act like, bitch, I'm incoherent and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm not doing it, and I'm not giving it to them because they waiting to see what the fuck I'm going to say next so they could clip it, bitch, and put it on the blogs. No, I'm not doing it. I don't need to say anything. Every time I say something, she got to come up and do a live. Megan talking about her because she was talking about me. Let me be very clear. To hate somebody, babe, you have to love them. And I don't even like the bitch. I don't know her to like her. You understand what I'm saying? Damn sure don't love you, bitch, and that ain't grown to no hate or resentment. I don't walk around thinking about you. I do my job well. That's it. That's all. So, you know, all of this and that victimhood shit, I'm really not for it, and I don't give a fuck about it. You want peace and all that shit, go keep on having your peace. No one has to stop fighting for their freedom in the midst of you continuing on with your life. And wasn't Megan the one that said, go ask them 3 motherfuckers about what's going on and why they not around, etc.? Didn't she say that? So what's the problem with Quan now saying what he saw? Quan got a side of the story too. Y'all didn't have no problem accepting that Kelsey didn't run her ass up in there until September of 2020.
And this woman is acting like she was in the car with him.
To give her statement when she found out that they was gonna pin the shit on her. Y'all accepted that even though she got on the stand and said she was lying. But now it don't make no sense for Quan to come up and say something when he said it. It makes just as much sense as it did when Kelsey went and did it 2 months, 3 months, 4 months before she.
Okay, so let's get through this. If Kelsey didn't shoot her and then Quan didn't shoot her and then you're saying that Daystar didn't shoot her, then who the F shot her? She shot herself, right? I mean, that's the only way that this works out is if for some reason you guys make Megan out to be some crazy person who just shot herself. Though it doesn't all the what do you call it? All the science that goes into, you know, that they use these days, all that bullet angle and all that kind of stuff wouldn't match up to that. You literally were supporting somebody who literally you did it. And the only difference is this. If Kelsey would have shot, let's say Kelsey, pew-pewed Megan. Let's say they still both go into prison. He's not innocent. Do you want to know why and this is the funny thing nobody's picking up, why seeking knowledge is great to see you. This is what you're not getting. The pew-pews were not supposed to be in the truck. Let's be technical, SUV. They weren't supposed to be there. So there's no way on God's earth Daystar is innocent. Now I'm gonna go ahead and play along with your game. I'm gonna play with your game. I'm gonna play with your game. Let's say Kelsey did pew Megan. Right? Let's say Kelsey pew-pewed Megan. The gun still belongs to Daystar. And the gun was inside of an SUV with the driver. And the gun wasn't supposed to be there. Let me take a deep breath. Calm down for a minute. The pew-pew wasn't supposed to be there. So even in the scenario, whatever scenario you want to paint up, let's go with that. The pew-pew was not supposed to be there. So let's let it roll. Kelsey, she's a newbie. So blaming her, she'd get like 5 years. Daystar still going in for at least 1. And that's if they don't tack on all the other shit he did in the past. He did other stuff in the past. He is destined for prison. So this is a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where you can't save everybody. And no matter how talented they are. What are you thinking? I mean, I'm telling you from an older man's perspective, what are you thinking? What were you thinking? You really thought this guy was just innocent, like innocent, like he didn't do nothing ever. Though you see Augustus Sina, the other rapper who made a diss track about him, whatever his name is, that's 2 people right there that we know he did violent ish with. That we know of. Where he said, and he commanded his fans to F up a club too. That's 3. And that's the short list. While Seeking Knowledge breaks it down like this. DJ, I heard you and others explain this so many times. These people are in la la land. Just like these ghetto black men slurping the Bubba Slurper, hoping for a stimulus check. You can't tell him no. Bars. It's like, so that's how I want this is what I wanted to explain tonight though, is that Millie, no matter how you look at it, dude's going in. He's going into prison. They've given him enough chances. They've run out of room. He hasn't shown any. See, when they put people on probation, I'd be watching the movie. I'd be watching those courtroom videos day in, day out. And basically, one of the reasons they allow people on probation is because that person is not a danger to the community. That's what they usually will say. This dude is not one of those people. So you want this guy out on the streets. I mean, for real. For real. You really want this man out on the streets. I guarantee, you know something, this is a scary part, and this is kind of mean too. But Millie, I know one thing. I guarantee you, if this man was angry, you would not want to be anywhere around him. There are some people who can be angry and just be mad and just you wouldn't even know they're angry. This is not one of those people. So the magical gun just floated around in the air and shot Megan. That's what happened. That's because, let's face it, Kelsey didn't shoot her. Let's keep it going.
I don't want to hear it. Y'all talking about why did Quan go missing? Quan didn't go missing. He came up to the courthouse on December 21st, 2022. You know who did go missing though? Justin. Did Justin ever get up and testify to what they claim he said? I must have missed that. She worried about who went missing. What happened? I'll tell you something else. I'll shut the fuck up if Megan will have a discussion about how she got that knot on her head. You went live on Instagram at Kylie house in her pool. You didn't have a knot on your head. But when you got in the ambulance, you had a knot on your head. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the altercation?
Doesn't she sound like she was in the car with him? Or went to the party with him? Where's she getting such intimate information from? Man, let me tell you, Millie, look, you're getting off easy because this could be conspiracy. It's clear you caused harm. They were right to the jury nailed it. You're saying all this mean shit after she got shot? Intimately? Like telling about knots on somebody's head or whatever? Wow. That's all I can say.
Are we going to acknowledge that today? Okay. So anyway, listen. I feel like one day Daystar gonna tell his truth, right? Are you gonna respond to that too? Didn't she say that she was never gonna discuss this again and move on? It wasn't no personal attack. Let me explain something to y'all. And I gotta keep my face real tight because like I said, I got this right now. People, what you want to talk about? My whole thing is when it comes to this shit. She said she
Angela breaks it down like this. Megan brought a black man to accountability for his crimes. So she will forevermore be a bitch to black misogynist men and black women with internalized misogyny. Bars. Bars.
Wasn't gonna discuss it. They have a right to talk about it. One day he gonna come out and talk about it. The
sad part, ladies and gentlemen, is this happens all the time. I would define Millie as what's called defined as a meddler. The beef isn't about her, has nothing to do with her. The only reason she got on Megan's radar is because she was talking shit about Megan. That's the only reason she even was on Megan's radar at all. And it's funny how she's framing it as if, at least in my opinion, how it's Megan coming after her. People that are narcissists do a lot of that. I'm not saying that Millie is, but a lot of people, that's what they do. They make it seem like they're the ones being like attacked so they can do shit, even though they don't even, the other person didn't even know they exist or didn't knew they exist.
Bitch, I lost my train of thought. What I was about to say? I don't give a fuck about that right now. Yes, I feel like it's bothering her because why address it? Why address it? I don't know what the fuck I was about to say. I don't know what she's talking about. Go read. We did read. That's why we don't believe you. We did go read.
See, that's the thing, is that you're attacking somebody, Millie, when you have no beef with that person. You never did. And you had to literally make up a beef, which had to do with a dude, a man who had his own entourage that could interact with her. He used you. You windmilled for a dude who could care less about you. And I think you found that out. You were a flying monkey. That's all you were. And I don't mean that in the derogatory way of Jim Crow. What I mean is in the psychological way of the art of narcissism. A flying monkey is somebody who windmills for the narcissist. And I'll tell you one thing, there is nothing you can say that will convince me that he's not. In my opinion. Or allegedly, or whatever's going to legally protect me. What were you thinking? This is what you were doing. What you were doing is the way that, when those rapper beefs, the drill music beefs, you would be the meddler that would get those guys all worked up to the point where they actually do something really bad to somebody. You were endangering other people's lives. What were you doing? That's being a meddler is like one of the worst things you can do because you can cause so much harm. If you really, really, in the deep depths of your heart, believed that Daystar was innocent, though the guns were his history is his, but if you still think he is innocent, then why didn't you take this smoke to the courts directly? I mean, behind the scenes. Why didn't you write an articulate letter saying your point of view, that you believe that you don't believe the ballistics department of wherever they said it was a bullet fragment, that you still insist that it was glass, that that Daystar didn't shoot? Why didn't you take it to the courts where it would have been a lot more helpful for Daystar's cause, right? That's where it's helpful. Tell him your statement, get it in evidence. You didn't do that though, did you? No, you didn't want perjury. Because you might honestly believe it, but it's a risk. Because they're looking at that ballistics report and they're going, damn, are you sure, ma'am? You sure want to bring us the smoke? See, you'll bring it on social media, but you won't bring that smoke to where it would help Daystar the most. If you really truly wanted to help Daystar, I don't know why you would, since he just roasted you, but if you really wanted to help him, those are the people to go to. And I think you can even still do it now. They're not going to listen to your video. They want a declaration signed from you stating that but somehow something that dude is innocent. And see, that's what I have found. See, you don't want to do that because when you write a declaration and it's found out that you lied, oh my God, you can be, let's just say legally ramified in one way or the other, whether it's a fine or worse. So you don't want to do that shit, but you'll do it online, won't you? That's the problem. Don't worry, though. You weren't alone. He has more flying monkeys. His goons that went and beat up Augustina, those are flying monkeys. Regardless, whatever, just to make it clear, regardless of what race those men were. The ones that went out and beat up Augustina, and I think he had some guys go after the other rapper. And all those men that he said, oh yeah, F this place up, and they did, those are what us call flying monkeys. They did the bidding for Daystar. We're going to have a part 2 of this because there's a lot going on here. I want to skip down to this right here.
She was getting some information before Milagro, and Milagro had an issue with that. What's up? That's the thing that's doing, because that happened when I was on Jalen shit the other day. There's something going on with Station Head. I don't delete your comments. You gonna say what the fuck you gonna say. You don't need to delete your shit. But it always been some type of jealousy when it came to Tia, because Tia would get certain information before Milagro would. And Milagro did not like the fact that Tia would get that information. And she also spoke up about it with Sunstar. Now to see Tia getting all of the shine and the recognition after the fallout with Unite the People and Torey and them and all that shit she was talking, to see Tia finally getting that recognition, because like I said, Tia was on to shit before Milagro was. Tia would get information from Torey's people. Directly from Torey, like Torey's friends and stuff like that. Milagro get her shit from Sunstar.
Let me drop the link. Drop the link.
So to see now that Akedemiks is posting Tia's content, down to Sunstar posting Tia's content, it's funny to see, because at one point Tia was this, that, and the third. She just wanted to fuck on people, XYZ.
See, I told you. See, Tia is another flying monkey, and so is Akedemiks. Oh yeah. Megan definitely had a she saw. See, the thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, when these people start getting their little flying monkeys doing shit, you ain't got no other choice.
She's now getting the information and getting that shit done, and she's getting the recognition. It's not cute to play dirty with folk. Yeah, and that's what it is. Tia not afraid to go outside. Tia's not afraid to go where she need to go. Like Tia went to Miami a couple of times. And I saw that too, Chocolate. I saw that too. So they definitely was like, no, you doing too much. I understand she can be frustrated, but sometimes you gotta keep your frustrations to yourself. You can't just be out or getting on this station here app doing XYZ, saying whatever you want because you upset because you don't feel like you're being, treated a certain way. Well, you might as well just, shut up.
So basically, Millie, it's like this. You notice that now you're even competing with other flying monkeys. And at the very least, you can see that at the very least, it comes down to whether you think Kelsey did it or Daystar did it. Guns or Daystar, he's going in no matter what anyway. So that's it. Let me welcome Darnell and Deontay to the stage. Welcome, guys.
Hey, what's going on, DJ?
Just chilling. How about you, D?
Same. Just enjoying the show.
All right. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, DJ Darnell, how y'all doing?
All right, Dante, what's going on, man?
All right. Can y'all hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Fine.
I won't be able to be here too long, DJ. I just popped in, man. I know I've been missing your show. I saw you was live tonight. I said, okay, let me hop on real quick.
That sounds cool. So what are your thoughts so far, Deontay?
Well, honestly, like I was saying in the chat, this is just a big clout chasing machine. People love gossip more than anything. And unfortunately, especially in our community, like even if you're not a celebrity, people will spread gossip that needs to be reported to the police. You know what I'm saying? Like they won't call the police, but they'll tell everybody in the hood. So, like that's why. That's funny. So it's the same thing with the celebrities. Like this lady, she could have called the police, but instead she decided, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell everybody what I know, and get my views up. And DJ Akademiks, I mean, this is literally a part of his job. He created this whole thing where he has the gossip and the goods first. So they don't care if it damages somebody, like Megan Thee Stallion. They don't care about any of that. All they care about is I'm gonna get more views, more clicks, that's more money for me, and if this collateral damage will damn them. So that's it.
Yep. How about you, Darnell?
Kind of, I gotta be honest. I agree with Dante here. It's crazy. That the world. Thanks to social media, has just changed. I mean, I remember when social media first came out, everyone kept saying, you can't trust the news. It's all fake news, and they're trying to lie. They're trying to manipulate and control the narrative. But the very same people that were saying that are the ones that are lying to you. Just like in this case, with the whole defamation suit, there's a reason Megan Thee Stallion won that case. You know, and I got to be honest, I was not very familiar with that woman. In fact, I didn't even know about the defamation case, until watching tonight's show. But I'm willing to bet if I were to go through her channel or whatever, and see the way she was talking before she got sued, I'm willing to bet she was talking way different than after. Now, she's eating a dose of humble pie.
Mm.
So it's crazy. The thing is, everyone, they talk about accountability, this and that, and telling the truth, and I don't see anybody accountable. Nobody's really telling the truth. Everybody's lying. Hell, I'll be honest with you. I was kind of suspecting that there was more to this case, to the Tory Lanez shooting I'm referring to, than what was reported. Hell, a congresswoman, an actual congresswoman got involved.
Dang.
What was her name? She was out of Florida. I can't remember her name, but she was an actual congresswoman, got involved trying to free Tory Lanez behind all this, claiming she had evidence, proof. Where is it?
Right. I mean, the thing is that what they all agree on is that there were 4 people in the car. There was the driver, there was Torey, or AKA Daystar, or Daystar, AKA Torey, really. Kayla, and then Megan. Okay. And they know that Megan, everybody agrees Megan didn't shoot her own foot.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty hard for the driver to have. I don't know if they were moving or not, or they were in the car. But the only 2 people left, if they want to leave out that it wasn't Daystar that shot, it had to be the driver or Kelsey.
Well, the thing is, like you,
Megan.
yeah. Well, I mean, like you said, the driver he couldn't have done it, and I'm pretty sure they would have checked his hands for gunshot residue.
Right.
As far as the only 2 that would have been left would have been Tory Lanez or Kelsey. They're the only 2. I believe they were at a party, if I remember the story correctly. They were at a party before everything happened, and Kelsey attacked or was about to fight Megan because she was sleeping with Tory Lanez, and so there was an argument going on in the car. But so you could make an argument saying that she had incentive, but she wasn't charged. They
found out there's something they found out in what Kelsey said or did or didn't do that made her not even see her as a suspect.
Yeah. I mean, as far as LA, if you want to say LAPD, well, I mean, it's a conspiracy. I don't see where LAPD would. I just don't see why they would conspire to bring down. Hell, I didn't even until the shooting. I didn't even know who Tory Lanez was. I gotta be honest with you,
him, but it wasn't like I was, I heard of him, when the R&B / hip hop, genre, but I never followed in his music or anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't either. So I highly doubt LAPD was in this conspiracy to bring them down. I mean, granted, I think we can all agree that the police forces they have been known to go after rappers, or appears to target rap. But in this case, I just don't see, why they would target a man that really wasn't that big.
Right. Well, the thing is that there was no incentive, but my thing was this is like they already let him off the hook like 5 or 6 times already.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have put him in prison for a couple of years for assault of Augustusina, but didn't do that. So it really came down to, okay, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Let me spin this other clip I got here for a minute. Here we go.
This just in, breaking news. Guys, I cannot believe all of the things that are coming out here today in
6 months old, just so you know.
Regards to the Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez case. But just as I told you before, we're going to be going over all of it as it comes across my desk. But the more evidence that comes out, the more that this case deserves to be reconsidered, as the evidence is pointing to a different truth. And it's not a truth that involves Tory Lanez being convicted and sent to prison for 10 years. The more information that comes out, it's obvious that there is so many key inconsistencies here.
The key inconsistency is by thinking Kelsey, because let's face it, we're down to Kelsey. So that's all we got. We got Kelsey, and for some reason, the authorities and this is what bothers me, is dudes like this who act like they know more than the actual, ballistic team, of LA, who have combed that car from back to forth, probably took it apart, put it back together again, and came up with the conclusion that Torey shot her. After she tried to defend him and say, "Oh, it was just glass on my foot," and then they probably took her to the hospital and started pulling out some metal and go, "Ma'am, you got metal in your foot. That ain't no glass." So, and that's that. And at best, there's no way to get around that. There's no way to get around it. This is a dude who's the last person who shot the gun? Okay, Torey, who was the last guy who shot the gun before this incident tonight? Me. Okay, so are you saying Kelsey did it? No, she didn't do it. She didn't do it. So how did those bullet fragments get inside, Megan's foot? And this dumbass, smart-ass nigga right here can't figure that out. How did those fragments get inside her foot? That's all we want to know. So is he blaming Kelsey? Let's see if he's blaming Kelsey, because that's all we got left. That's all we got left. Nobody is even looking at the driver. So we have Daystar and we got Kelsey. And of course, everybody agrees Megan didn't shoot herself. Let's see what he says.
Junction with unreliable testimony and missing evidence, and that Tory Lanez has been convicted on a flawed as well as incomplete narrative. Now, you may be seeing a bunch of videos on the internet that might be giving you a little bit of a clip here, a little bit of information here. What I'm going to provide to you guys here today is a complete list of everything, from the moment that Megan was interviewed by the police officers to this new evidence, all the way to provide you the inconsistencies in everybody's testimony. If you still have anyone in your life that just simply believes that Tory Lanez is guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt, send them this video. And
I will. I'm sending it to myself.
Implore them to watch the entirety of this video, not biased in nature, not subjective in nature, but as objective as what they possibly can, so that they can see all of the information, so that then they can make.
Funny? I haven't heard from this nigga ever since he made this video.
Oh no, he's still around. I mean, he's not talking,
around, but he ain't talking about this.
No.
Yeah. See, that silence is golden. Sometimes that tells you, you know what I mean? Silence is golden. But he ain't going to take the video down because he's got 236,000 views on it.
Nah, the only way
he knows he's full of crap. That's what I'm thinking.
The only way he'll take it down, is if he feels some heat coming.
Yeah, exactly.
A decision. Let's get active. Now, the compilation of all of the evidence that I'm receiving is from a website. You'll see this at the top left of the screen.
Oh, it's from a website. What's the name of the website?
Nevertheless, here goes the table of contents of the information that we're about to go through. Now,
So it's somebody's website. It's not even like, the government blah 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 or something like that. But let's give it a shot anyway. Here we go.
first thing that is important to go through is this assertion that Megan Thee Stallion was shot even to begin with. But you'll see right here, she'll say, I ain't get cut by no glass. But let me tell you why they are saying that. Let's play the clip.
I ain't get cut by no glass, but let me tell you why they saying that.
Well, here's exactly why they're saying that, because she said it first, but she later changed.
She said it first, right? She did say it first. She was trying to protect your boy. And this is what I was talking about right here, is this is why he's a bandit too, is because he's literally defending a bandit who, if he did his he's acting like a know-it-all, right? So he knows Daystar's violent past, but somehow that didn't grab him. That didn't grab him right there. Daystar could have been in jail. Daystar has been doing prison worthy stuff for the last 15 years. Okay. And so it was true. Megan did first say it was glass for one of two reasons. One, she actually thought it was glass. Two, she was trying to protect Torey. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to make it seem like what really was an honorable thing which I wouldn't recommend Megan to do, for Torey to protect him from having to go to jail. He's trying to spin it in a way where it looks like that Megan is being disingenuous. And if there's a way to be disingenuous but loyal to somebody, is lying for them. Go ahead, and if you guys got an opinion, shoot it at me before I start the tape.
The only thing I will say, and that probably prompted him to do this video, is the fact that, one, she, just like you pointed out, she did try to lie, possibly to protect Tory Lanez, as you say, but the thing is that she has, unfortunately, Megan Thee Stallion, in a way, made herself not credible. And I'm not.
Didn't help. It doesn't make her not. It doesn't make her entirely not credible, but it doesn't help her. Let's say this: it doesn't help her credibility today. But we all understand why she did it. And this is what I'm telling everybody is this is a perfect learning experience, because this shows you cannot lie for a bandit. Never lie for a bandit. And I'm not saying that all black men are bandits. What I'm saying is this particular man with his particular past doesn't need to be lied for, because as you can see, they will use it against you. They will use the lie against you, or if you let them hang around you long enough, damage you. A lot of women do this. This is one thing I will say. A lot of women, one of the reasons why convictions for DV is so low is because a lot of women go, no, I don't want them to go to jail. I don't want them to go to prison. And they either lie for the person, or they literally endorse them and say, please put them on probation, only to find out later that they get more hands and feet put on them. But that's basically what went down here. So let's see what he says. Here we go.
Her story. Now, what's new here is to actually watch her and her demeanor as she talked with the cops. Let's go. There she is.
Well, the problem that he has is this. The problem that he has, and I'm not going to play the gunshot thing because we've seen it a million times. The thing is this. She sits down. The officer says, well, what happened? She goes, I think I got some glass in my foot or something like that. And then the officer says, I don't, well, she says, he literally kind of like self-snitches on herself and says, yeah, because I don't want us to get in trouble. You know, you see what I'm saying? That's why she said it. Let's see if there's a good one.
She said it first, but she later changed her story. Now, what's new here is to actually watch her and her demeanor as she talked with the cops. Let's go. There she is.
Ma'am, do you think we're gonna go to jail? What's that? Do you think we're gonna go to jail? I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I really cannot go to jail. Okay. I cannot have that on my image. Okay. So how did that happen to you?
And there, right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why Megan sued for her image. Just because all of us folks is broke doesn't mean she is. Her image is her money. So when you see these people out here saying, you only got $60,000 and you have $1 million lawyers, which Milagro might have to pay that too. It's her image is everything. That's her money. I mean, she was doing some kind of commercial for somebody. I can't remember what it was for. It might have been some video game, but I can't remember. Anyway, bottom line is this. She's coherent enough to know that this kind of drama does not sell, in the media or Hollywood. So she wasn't about to let somebody lie her out of millions of dollars.
But DJ, I think that at first she was trying to protect Torey, right? She didn't want this to turn into anything huge. Then she smartened up right there and realized that, okay, forget about Torey. What about my image? I can't be getting arrested over some nonsense. And I think that once it took over that she was shot and that she was shot by Torey, because only those three at this point really know what happened in that car.
Right.
With the gun. But however it happened, she decided, okay, she took advantage of the situation when she was like when it became a national thing. I mean, but see, Megan had she did a few things wrong, obviously, when she changed up like that. You guys did that kind of hit her credibility. But then when she went on Gayle King and said that she never had sex with all these people, and now this, I think it was after the case when it came out that she did. And it's like, it was like, dude, you just, you put no. I think that's where the backlash came, especially for people who was for Tory Lanez getting out.
Well, it wasn't just that though, Dante. It was I also think it was the way that after the interview, I mean, she actually called Gayle King a bitch for asking her those questions, and I think that made her, I think that again, that went to her credibility, and I'm glad you brought that up. I was actually going to bring that up.
I don't know if that really hurts her credibility, because you think about it like this. It sounds like to me what you're saying is that in this interview, and I unfortunately haven't seen it, the Gayle King interview, but I'm going to make a strong assumption, and you guys can let me know, is she felt blindsided by the question of of Gayle King asking her about her, personal, her personal life, if you know what I mean. and not talking about just the keeping it in the scope of either at least music hits or whatever, or the Tory Lanez thing, if you know what I mean.
Well,
And,
I mean, you're 99%, but they were talking about the shooting, and Gail King was asking the question, were you in a relationship with Tory Lanez? Because there was a belief that the whole reason this thing happened was Kelsey confronted Megan Thee Stallion for sleeping with Tory Lanez. Kelsey and Tory were dating at the time, you know, and so that's Gail King was just doing her job as a journalist.
Well, yes and no, because you have to ask yourself, unless they were speaking about the girls fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
It really has nothing to do with how she got a bullet in her foot.
But it has to do with the situation.
Yeah, because remember, Megan was dating Party Fontaine because one of the things she told Gail is that she felt embarrassed that her sex life was because everybody knew she was dating Party Fontaine. It was public. So why are you in the car with Tory Lanez leaving Kylie, Jenner's house? So a lot of people will know about that. But see, it's just the drama part too. But I'm not saying that Megan is somehow, but hey, she was getting out there. And just a caveat to that, this is one thing about artists that I don't get. You can't make music talking about all of this sex. I mean, she made a song called Wet Ass Pussy. Wow, right? I mean, there's no way around. That's the name of it. And have you listened to the lyrics of the song? She says she sit on dick and spell her name. You know what she's talking about, doing circle, so it's like you can't get that sexual in a song that's publicly released and then get mad if somebody asks you like they ask rappers, female rappers about their sex life all the time. But
I mean that's the problem though. I mean, the thing is that I don't remember, and this is a long time ago, but Two Live Crew or some other, let's say, male sexual rapper, I have never heard a commentator ask them about their sexual conquests or anything like that.
They I don't know about sexual conquest, but they did, like as far as like Two Live Crew, I do remember, I mean, they were for their music, they were lambasted by the media. Like, I mean, what you're doing is
about their partners. Okay, let me ask you this, Darnell. So I forgot Uncle Luke, right?
Yep.
Name all the women that he had sex with back then.
There's probably a lot of them.
No. What I'm saying is this is that, but we don't know because he didn't name them.
I know what DJ's saying. So DJ, remember at that time, it was the way the Two Live Crew came out. They did not like that. It was not the freedom of sex act at that time. By the time Megan Thee Stallion came out, that's why she was able to make that song "WAP" and it be a hit because it was the women's sexual liberation and they weaponized female sex and everything. So I mean, Hillary Clinton and her daughter Chelsea Clinton sat down in an interview talking about how WAP was a good song, and so did what's her name, Maxine Waters. Like
you lying? There's no way they said that.
God,
yeah, I would have to look that up. But my point is that even these days, basically, it's like this. Would you guys really feel comfortable asking a lady that you go out with their sexual past?
Well, no man does. It's just one of those things that you just hope you don't find out.
That's probably the best way that Megan should have posed it to what's her name?
Gail King.
Gail King is like the Gail King. Instead of lying, if she lied, right?
Oh, she did.
I didn't watch it. But if she did, the best way to put it is like, hey, would you want me to ask you that question yourself? and then leave it at that. Because the thing is that to me, I understand that it might have been sort of kind of in the scope, but it wasn't directly needed. It wasn't needed for the conversation. It didn't, unless it was like, I don't know. It just seemed to me that it shouldn't have been asked, that Gail shouldn't have asked that question.
Well, the reason she go ahead, Dante.
Well, yeah, I think if she just really asked for it, had nothing to do. Well, like unless Megan would have perjured herself in court, which she didn't. But I'm saying that it had nothing to do with really the case. She just asked her because she wanted to know, and a lot of people wanted to know what was going on. But it's just
but that's really, but see, that's the thing. The point I'm making. I understand that. See, the thing is this. Quite honestly, this is what I don't understand. I don't have a right of knowing Tory's, exual past or Brian McKnight's exual past or anything like that. That's not our business. And it always seems like, why in the hell would Gail ask that question when, we're talking about bullets and feet and stuff? I can understand her just maybe asking about Torey, but to ask generally, well, how about these other people, blah, 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 blah. That's really not Gail's or anybody else's point. I don't be trying to dig in. I know, for example, it's like this. You guys know that I'm not a huge fan of Kevin Samuels, but I don't want to know all the women he might have slept with. That's his business. I got enough relevant information from his ex-wife, not feeling her. That's all I need. So, that's how I feel about it.
No, I can understand that. But just for context, I mean, because the whole reason she asked Megan Thee Stallion that question again was there was the rumor circulating, that Kelsey was the one that shot Megan Thee Stallion, and there was this narrative being pushed out there. So again, Gayle King is just doing her job as a journalist, when all this information.
I understand, but at the same time, it's still, we're talking about Kelsey. And if Kelsey was, we're not talking about, if she said something like, well, can you explain, the people you were sleeping with or whatever like that. I don't know how she said
it wasn't other people. It was just Tory Lanez. Did you have an affair with Tory Lanez?
Yeah, I'm sorry, DJ. It was just Tory she asked about.
Okay.
So basically what happened was Kelsey was dating Tory. Megan was dating him. They was at the party with Kylie. Tory was flirting with Kylie and she was getting, flirty back. So Megan got mad and said, let's leave. She was jealous of Kylie. This is what the whole thing is supposed to be. So then they get in the car and then Kelsey starts to wonder, like, why you mad that my dude is with that's my job to get mad. And basically, supposedly, that's when she finds out in the car that she was having sex with Tory as well. And that's the narrative, that she grabbed the gun and shot Megan when they was arguing. Yeah.
Okay, so that's why Gayle King asked that question.
Okay, so do you guys believe that Kelsey shot Megan? Yes or no?
Well, see, that's what I want to know. And Darnell can ask this. Well, isn't there like gun residue when you shoot? Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not like a forensic scientist.
This is the myth. This is the myth. They say that they found gun residue on Kelsey, but they didn't find gun residue on Daystar. And then it was like, that doesn't necessarily mean he didn't shoot the gun, which regardless was his gun, if you know what I mean. So
go ahead.
Gun was his. So basically the thing is that my question would be, where was the gun before it was picked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
The thing is that did Kelsey would have had to know the gun was there if it was her who shot Because she would have to know it was in the car, right?
I'm sure they all
Yeah,
knew because
but the rumor, the rumor.
There was like a little arrow and it says gun, pointing to where the gun was, or what? Or was
the rumor is that Kelsey pulled it out of her purse. That was the rumor. Not saying that's what happened, but that was what people were saying at the time. That was the rumor.
So then we're blaming the ballistics team because obviously if Kelsey pulled it out of her purse, it's Kelsey's gun.
Mm-hmm. Well, the reason why the rumor was because supposedly I'd have to look at the police report, but they did test. They tested everyone for gunshot residue, and Kelsey tested positive. The only way that can happen, she would have had to have handled the gun in her hand. She would have had to have handled it.
Not necessarily. I heard that if she was in proximity of where the weapon was.
That's not how that works.
That's
a shaky.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Let me look something up real quick.
Yeah, because you have to physically. It is true.
Hold on. Okay, this is a question I asked. I asked, can gun residue get on someone who did not shoot the gun in question? This is the answer. This is from AI. Yes.
You asked the wrong question, though.
GSR can be found on someone who did not fire the weapon.
That's correct.
Transfer through proximity to the gun when it's fired, handling the firearm afterwards, or I guess handling the fire afterwards, or even indirect contact with the contaminated surfaces or people. So you don't have to be shooting the gun.
Not necessarily. You asked the wrong question, because it's like you're correct through proximity. Yes, you can get guns. You can smell the gunshot residue on you, like it gets in your clothes.
No, they're saying it actually gets on you.
Correct. It gets on you, but the thing is, forensics will be able to tell if you fired it or not. It's the same as if, say,
so let me ask you this then. What made them let Kelsey go then? Why didn't they want Kelsey in jail if your argument is that she shot it? She took it out of her purse and shot.
Well, again, I haven't seen the police report, but
also is evidence and not proof. And so
yeah,
you have to have proof. Evidence isn't strong like proof is. Proof is something that's definite. And even like you said, even though she may have had it on her hand, because they don't have any video pictures or nobody saying anything, they can't go off of that. Like,
so the question is that my question is still going to be this: is why didn't I mean Kelsey's black too, so why didn't they just take her in? Why did they get Daystar? We're doing a kind of a thing where we're like we're going to give Daystar his day in court. So basically, bottom line is why they grab him and not her.
Well, when Megan Thee Stallion said Tory Lanez shot me, at that point, now you got now you have a victim, and you have someone that's able to identify who her assailant was.
Well, okay. And so you're saying that they believed somebody who literally already lied about being glass in her foot when it wasn't glass in her foot. So why would they believe her and just not take Kelsey in anyway?
Because we know that there was we know that there was a shooting. There was a shooting. Bullet, right? Yeah, bullet fragment in the foot.
But see, what they're saying in the internet is that it's more like it's got to be Kelsey or then. It can't be nobody else but Kelsey.
Right, but the problem is Megan Thee Stallion identifies Tory Lanez.
Right,
not
she
Kelsey.
identifies Tory Lanez, but after she lied about some glass. And so why wouldn't they just tell tell Megan you're lying and then just grab Kelsey?
Because there just isn't enough evidence. Again, even if let's just say the rumors are true that her hands did test positive for gunshot residue, the only thing that proves is that she handled a firearm after it was discharged. If I remember correctly.
Here's the thing. Okay, so basically, let me ask you this. Why isn't anybody else on here blaming Kelsey then? Why don't we see videos about you lying, whatever, Kelsey? Why don't you admit that you did it? We don't see videos like that, do we?
No, they did. Matter of fact, MTR did a video. The guy you just played, he actually did a video about that. Several people actually did that. That's how it spread. That's how the everything spread like wildfire, like it did.
So basically,
sorry, Torey never denied that was his gun, did he?
Did he implicate? Let me see. Let me check and see. Let me check. Did Torey blame Kelsey?
Well, did they even find the gun? Because if I remember correctly, I thought they tossed the gun out the car or something like that.
Well, they did
that. What it says is, yes, Tory Lanez publicly and privately suggested that Kelsey Harris, Megan Thee Stallion's friend, was the one who fired the gun. Okay, wait, let me ask one thing. Okay, whose gun was it? Okay, the firearm in the center of the Megan Stallion shooting case was Tory Lanez's gun.
Yeah, so because I don't remember him denying that the gun was his. So because of that, that's probably why they figured it was his. And I just want to say one more thing with that, DJ. I'm sure they all knew the gun was there. It's like this fascination because obviously he like a little, like you said, he's a bandit. He a little hood dude. I mean, he might be from Canada, but you see what he on. A lot of girls are into that. They're into the hood dudes. They into the guns. They like to play with the gun. Sometimes, they take the clip out, let the girl play with the gun. So like.
Okay, I know. I'm looking at I'm looking at online right now, and it said she did not know there was a gun in Tory Lanez's SUV until the shooting happened. Let me find out where it was. Where was the gun in the SUV? The semi-automatic handgun was found in the center console of the SUV where it was accessible to the occupants. The center console, okay, let me find out this. Is the center console... Okay, wait, let me find. Where was Torey? Oh, we doing some investigative stuff here.
Yeah.
Sitting. Okay. Oh, he was in the front passenger. He shot it.
Hey, but I guarantee
you know why? This is why I'm saying this.
Yeah, because it's in the center console. He would have had access to it. Only him and the driver would have had access. If Kelsey's in the back, she would.
There's no freaking way.
Yeah, unless the center console opens from the side.
Right.
Yeah.
It would have to have a rear latch where they can reach from behind and click. And we know. And I'm pretty. I had a GM car before, and I've never seen one with a rear latch in it.
No, you're always going to have the latch in the front, or it's going to be on the driver's side. It'll be on the left side on the driver's side, so the driver has access to the button. It might be a button because you do have a side mount, but you'll never have one from the rear. So Tory Lanez, since we determined, okay, he's sitting up front, he had access. It just would have been impossible for her to you know,
right,
open up the center console. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Megan Thee Stallion at this point is not going to sit there and wait to get shot. Okay,
exactly. So, yeah, I mean the thing is this that pretty much, and that's probably how they said they probably said there's no way that Kelsey. I do believe that he gave the gun to Kelsey.
That's a good possibility. That's a possibility.
You know how these cowards are. They're like, well, hide the gun for me. Put it in your purse.
Yeah. The thing that gets me, how long did it take for the police to respond? Because why would you put it back in the center console? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just stupid. I mean, I would at least try to shove it down a storm drain somewhere. You know?
Well, no, I mean, the thing is like, I mean, and you know something? Just a quick sidebar on the David thing. The David thing. I know why the deceased woman, you know, was found in that Tesla. What happened was this: the guy got jealous. Whatever. His accomplice got jealous and drove the Tesla back to be found.
He set him up?
Yep.
Wow.
That's what I think. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Because let's face it, it doesn't make sense for some guy to put in front of his own house the only thing that links him to going to prison forever. I refuse to believe that he's that stupid. But what I think what happened was that they probably hid the Tesla somewhere, you know, and he's got a little bit of money, so he's not worried about a $30,000 Tesla, right? You know, he's trying to, you know, keep himself out of prison for the rest of his life. Mm-hmm. And he probably was, you know, his lover, whoever his lover was, male or female, he made them mad. They got the car and drove it and parked it in front of his house and walked away. And you know one thing about Teslas, you ain't getting in that shit without the key. You got to break a window or something. And David was just like, well, I don't care. It's kind of a little smelly, but I don't care. Anyway, back to this. So anyway, I think we've done some good, you know, detective work here. You know, I'm gonna go deep, y'all. I'm gonna go deep. I'm gonna even look center console. Wait. Let me find out what year was the SUV and what type, just to make sure.
I think it was a Chevy Suburban. I think.
A Cadillac Escalade.
Oh, Escalade. Close enough.
Yeah, very close. I mean, literally the same car. They're literally built on the same frame.
Yep.
And what year was it? It was a newer model. I know that. Model, make, what year? What year? Let's just call it a 2020. Let's call it a brand new 2020 at that time, because
if it's anything after a 2000, because the new model that's out now, the model that's out now, they came out in the fall of 2015. So they are all like the same, because it's I got a 17 Escalade, so I already know like where the council's at. But they all it don't matter how far back you go with GMT. These bad boys all got that big ass center console right there on the armrest, man. It's enough to you could put a damn Tech 9 in there.
Yeah, but my whole thing, Dante, is after the the gun goes off, right? Regardless of who shot it. Why? And you got this checkered pass. Why would you just put it back in the center console? Why,
Well, I think they were probably in a crazy situation, man, and they didn't know what to do. You saw Megan was up there on the police cam just talking gibberish and going back and forth with the dude, like, but DJ, I just want to say one more time, I don't care what Megan said and Kelsey. I don't care if they said it in court or whatever. I'm not saying that they shot anything. I'm just saying they knew it was the gun in the car. I'm telling you, like the girls knew. It's a thing for them. I'm telling you. And dudes like to show their stuff off.
I can only go by what it says here. I understand what you're saying. You're saying that if they knew the person long enough, he probably showed it to them or something. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let's ignore that part. I just found out that the center console, like the center console in some cars, they go all the way to the back seat. This one didn't go to the back seat. This one is, there's no way that Kelsey got the gun.
No, because the way it flips and everything, it would have been like, unless this dude was asleep up front, and you know what I'm saying, he would have known she was trying to. Yeah, so no, like I don't think that it happened that way. Now, did the shooting happen inside or outside the car?
Inside.
Wait.
Oh,
well.
Oh no. I think it was outside because Megan got out of the car, and that's when he supposedly allegedly said, "Dance, bitch, dance," and started shooting at the ground.
I will say this. I don't think he meant to hit her, but he hit her because he's a shitty shot. And basically, but I think if that's, I mean, the thing is that he did it. He did it.
He's an idiot because, like, why would you do that in a civilian neighborhood at night? Start shooting multiple shots. Like at a woman.
See, here's the thing too. This is where
and then put the evidence back in the center console to be found.
I mean, because you want to hear something really crazy, y'all. I read this part of it. He had already been arrested that same day earlier for gun possession.
Oh, this dude is a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. And I asked, I said, why? I mean, number one, if you're arrested for gun possession, and I'm not saying it's the same gun, because I'm pretty sure they probably confiscated the other gun, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But he's so freaking bandit worthy that he went and got another one. In there.
The same day. Right. And then I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to pull it out, say, dance, bitch, shoot it. Oh, crap. Let me go put it back and hide it in the car. Hopefully they don't look right here.
Right.
Versus shove it down. Like I said, find an open storm drain and throw it in there. Hope they don't find it.
That'll at least buy them. I mean, don't get me wrong. These forensic guys, they get pretty aggressive. They would have stormed the storm drain. But I know your point. I get your point. But it would have bought him about a week or two. But the thing is that I'm sorry. That's why this bothers me about what Milagro is saying. Is like, you really believe somebody else shot Megan when the only person that had the ability and capability of doing it, of having and knowing access to the gun, was Daystar. That, to me, quite honestly, and that's why I'm saying that was so dangerous for her to make that notion of trying to blame somebody else. You could only, if you don't blame Daystar, then you have to blame Kelsey. But I don't know about you, but I don't hear anybody, calling Kelsey, why didn't you admit? I understand that you guys have seen some videos on that, but it's rare. It's like maybe a handful of people. So I believe everybody knows that he did it Kind of like how they knew that Diddy did some stuff, but they don't want to blame that person because they're so starstruck. That's my opinion.
We've seen Diddy when he did that to Cassie. So it's not hard to believe that he did everything else that people said he did.
Right.
That's the anything on camera about this or no hard proof. That's why it's like such a thing.
Well, the thing, come to think of it, there was with Diddy, there was something kind of actually there was two things that were kind of similar. One, J-Lo allegedly hid the gun, for Diddy once at a nightclub. There was a shooting at a nightclub.
Yeah, she put it in her purse or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was another time. Again, Diddy's involved, but the security guard took the rap. His private security took the rap. So yeah, that was mine. I fired the shots. But later on, he tried to recant his story and say, "No, I didn't. I took the rap for Diddy," but he ended up staying in jail.
Right now, Playboy. But I was going to say that about Tory Lanez. Like, when you have what's the point of the driver? Like Jay-Z is a billionaire, and everywhere he goes, he always got 2 or 3 guys with him. If he had a formal place, they dress formal. If you go into the club, they dress, casual or whatever. But they strapped up. I seen Jay where he was getting into his Tesla truck, and the guy who was driving opened the door for him, and in his inner jacket, you can see the damn, the little, what you call those things where it hang on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? And the gun was under his arm.
The holster
with the pistol. Yeah, like Jay-Z ain't got to carry no guns no more. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna carry a gun for? Even if he registered, why in New York? Why would I carry a gun when I got all the security with me? And and the Cybertruck is bulletproof. And I'm sure Jay-Z probably bought 2 of them to test it. One to shoot up to make sure, and one to actually drive. But the same thing with Tory Lanez. I mean, you should have somebody with you who's registered to carry a gun, and they got it on them, always ready to shoot, but it's on them.
It might have been the driver, but to see the thing is this. I think it might have been the driver. I think the driver might have been licensed. But the thing is when you're ignorant and stupid, like Torey, you don't care. You're gonna do what you want to do. I truly do. I do believe. Let me ask. Let me find out. By the way, Kelsey never admitted to shooting.
No, he never did.
Driver have a license for a gun? There's no proof of it. The gun recovered in the SUV was unregistered and tied to. Okay, so it might have been a hot gun.
It would have had to have been, because you said he can't have a gun anyway. That means it's illegal to sell it to him. So whoever,
it was gonna be bad. It was kind of like checkmate. It was bad either way. It might have been registered to somebody, but it wasn't. So basically, yeah. So you know what I think? I think he went out there and found himself some place that would sell him a gun that was unregistered.
Not in California. They'll shut that shop down.
Okay.
Somebody,
you got your camera on. You want it on? I see you in the back. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say nobody in California, no proper gun shop in their right mind will sell him a gun. As a matter of fact, they got some of the most strict gun control. Even if that was the case, he would not have been able to buy it that day. Because they got a mandatory, they call it I forget what it's called, but it's like a cooling period.
Right.
It's like a 90-day background check.
So it must have been another gun that he just had lying around. And the thing is this, This is why the free Tory Lanez thing should just let go. Number one, he wasn't going to be free anyway, even if he wasn't the one who shot her, because this is like the 5th time they've arrested him for guns. There's going to be a point where it's like, sorry, bro, that's just enough. Because again, like I repeat, he was already arrested earlier that day. Then we know he was arrested 8 years ago for gun possessions, along with a bunch of weed. Then he got arrested about 2 more times with gun possession. They're going to look at him, and even if they only gave him a year, they're not giving him a year probation because he's just not listening. He's not doing anything to help himself. So that's why ignorant fools like MTR need to shut the heck up, because they're endangering women doing this. This woman, Megan, did nothing. Don't get me wrong. I'm never going to say she didn't lie, because she lied about to protect Torey. But the bottom line is this: is that either MTR is way dumber than we are, and we gave him too much credit for intelligence, or he's a dirty snake. So it's kind of like checkmate. He's a dirty snake. He knows Torey did it, but still tries to defend Torey because they want these bandits out there on the street hurting women anyway. That's how I see it.
He's biased. I full disclosure, I do watch MTR.
Oh my
full
God,
disclosure.
no.
Yeah, I do. I just had to disclose that, but
I'm gonna have to bounce you for that. Let me bounce. No.
But yeah, I'll honestly say, yeah, he's definitely biased. Anything red pill, content is kind of similar to what's her name, Candace Owens. Right. He does the same exact. He'll do the same exact thing sometimes. Do these crazy cockamamie conspiracy theories, and a lot of times it goes too far. In my opinion, I think this is a clear case, where it went too far. Like, again, I'm not a Megan Thee Stallion fan, not at all. But
clearly it went. I mean, all the times he had a gun in his, all the times he was in a gun possession, he had guns in his cars. It went too far right there. I mean,
I was referring to the harassment. I was referring to the harassment, the civil suit. That
okay, got it.
People went too far in doing this, false narrative thing.
It's just weird to see black women attacking black women when they know that bandit did it. Because I know these black women. I know that Millie is smart enough to understand that her bandit friend Daystar did it. She knows. In my opinion, she knows. Now, I'm not saying that that's just how I feel. That's how I feel. It's because she has women's intuition. She knows she can count. She knows more about this thing than I do. But we just broke it down here right now by going over card configuration and everything, that there's probably, that it wasn't Kelsey. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, let me play this clip right here. Since we mentioned DJ Akademiks, here we go.
It's Nolan. Now, before we get started,
let me fast forward.
Claim now by clicking the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen from your phone's camera. Again, if you find yourself injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan.
I want to get his little,
regarding this case. Once again, if you're not aware, Megan Thee Stallion is still able to pursue injunctive relief as it pertains to count 4 in cyber stalking. All right. So that could increase the amount that Milagro may have to pay at a later date.
And he's kind of wrong there, because injunctive relief really has little or nothing to do with money. It's more just of protection.
She can also pursue legal fees. which are rumored to
right. And if that's the funny thing is that Milagro, the problem that Milagro has is this, is she's out here laughing and saying, ha, 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 I only have to pay this much if I pay it, right? And everybody, that's the new thing. That's why they're saying Megan lost, because they're saying, yo, Megan paid $1 million for legal fees, but she only won $63,000, not realizing that Megan knew at the very beginning she probably wasn't going to recover any money, because Milagro Gramz in court said that she is $10,000 in the hole. If you $10,000 in the hole, that means you don't have any money. So if you ain't got no money, you know, lawyers can count. You know, they know before going into you know, into a lawsuit, they know how much the defendants can pay.
Yeah, that's true. But a lot of times too, those defendants do lie. Like case in point, Rudy Giuliani, he got sued or was ordered to pay. He filed for bankruptcy and told the judge he's broke. Yeah. America's mayor.
Right. But see, the thing is this. That's what I'm saying is, like, there's no way Megan thought she was going to get $30 million from Milagro.
Oh no.
So
and I was going to say too, the judge would have to, a lot of times when they you know, award you know, in these types of cases, they have to put in whoever the defendant, they got to take into account their income. Can they reasonably pay it back?
Right.
Pay that money.
So that's a good point as well. But this is the thing. My point is this, is that they're trying to make it, these people out here are trying to frame it as if Megan, not this man right here. He's Jay Nolan is dropping some gems. But what I'm saying is that people in general, all the red pill minded pro, you know, let rappers free, even if they burn down the whole community, you know, genre, they're saying that, ha ha, Megan, you spent $1 million, so you lose. When she already knew she was going to spend $1 million and not going to get something back from what, you know, no insult intended, but a 2-bit, you know, content creator. She only had 30,000, which is 29,000 more than me, but I'm 2-bit as well. But 30,000 followers. And if you know anything about followers, 30,000 is, though it sounds good, is not a whole lot of followers. And so you would have to have 30,000 rich followers to make that happen. And a good example is this, is when Tasha K was sued and lost, she ain't got no $5 million. So, you know, and Tasha K has what, a million followers. So you look at Milagro, she had 32,000 followers. I mean, I'm going to even be specific, right? And those attorneys and Megan, no, they are not getting no 30 million, not even 3 million, not even 1 million, not even $30,000 from this woman.
It's a deterrent. See, the thing about these kind of lawsuits it's about the principle more than the money. Cardi B didn't expect the money to come through. All she wanted to do was make an example out of Tasha K and let all of these YouTubers who got big time followers and stuff know that if you start doing this, you see all what I did to her, and I'll do it to y'all, and y'all be getting y'all shit garnished. You know what I'm saying? Like paying for the rest of y'all life. You will be
that's part of it. You want to know the main thing?
What's that?
They want to clear their name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Cardi B sued Tasha K.
This is the reason, just like I was saying about Megan and Cardi, they are now a what you can call a product. They might sign a 90 million endorsement deal for somebody. That is what they are concerned about. So basically the thing is this. Their reputation, they know, is their cash cow, because right now, quite honestly, both women don't do not have to make one more rap record. They do not have to touch one more rap record. They can just go out there and endorse products that big companies want black people to buy. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And they will probably make more money doing that than they actually doing concerts and stuff.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, because especially now, now that they got SoundCloud, all these, Apple Music, they had to lower the prices of the music. So ergo, these rappers, they're not making as much as they used to, and even back in the day, they weren't making that much because the record labels was taking all the money.
And
so
repeatedly now because of that. Like if you big enough, like, you remember Macklemore, the white rapper from Seattle? Like, he got turned down from every record company, and he released his album independently online, and the shit sold like 2 or 3 million copies, and he went triple platinum digitally without a record deal. Like, so he actually saved hella money because he never had to sign a deal with a record company where he had to pay them back and recoup what they signed before he started seeing royalties. But
I need to come back into here. Okay, hold on one second. Here we go.
Was suffering, and that it made him conscious of his weight, and allegedly couldn't eat for a week.
Oh, okay.
For Milagro to
Okay, let me break this down here.
also got into both Megan and Milagro's legal teams issuing statements about the verdict. We got to the judge's final verdict, and even with that being submitted, there's still more information on the way regarding this case. Once again, if you're not aware, Megan Thee Stallion is still able to pursue injunctive relief as it pertains to count 4 in cyber stalking. All right, so that could increase the amount that Milagro may have to pay at a later date, and she can also pursue legal fees, which are rumored to be in the upwards of $1 to $2 million. I don't know the exact sum, but there could still be more money for Milagro to pay in the future. Okay. Now, as all of this is coming down the pipeline, we got the DJ that don't spin, who did some coverage on this situation last night. He began to antagonize Megan Thee Stallion about the $59,000 verdict, basically saying that she spent, perhaps $2 million to do this whole thing, and she's only walking away with $59K. He made jokes about that. He also went out of his way to say that him and his so-called legal team have been behind the scenes preparing to file a lawsuit against Megan Thee Stallion, and
he is not going to do that. And I'll tell you why. If you guys remember, he's needs every little penny he can keep.
He got his own law going on, don't he?
Yeah. He's got bigger problems. Let me put it on screen right now.
Yeah, he's just capping for the
Akademiks
for the
accused
clout.
and sexual assault. A woman filed a lawsuit claiming the YouTube commentator drugged and then raped her at his house in New Jersey in 2022. She says 2 other men also sexually attacked her at the property earlier in the evening. The suit also accuses Akademiks of defamation, claiming he publicly denied the assault and made demeaning comments about the victim. Akademiks has not commented on the lawsuit.
So as you can see, he has his own issues. It's still in it's still going. This case is still on. So for him to talk that kind of smack in the position he's in is amazing to me.
Well, he just, DJ, he's just doing it to get his clout up so more viewers will watch. He ain't gonna do that just so he can get more money. I understand what he's doing. He's just capping. But DJ Darnell, I actually gotta go.
Okay.
I need to call my brother before it gets too late. And as I was saying, DJ, yeah, I'm actually still up in the. I mean, I don't mind people know I'm still in the hospital, but I actually gonna get out next week. I gotta go to rehab. So it was a long, long ride for me, man. But the next time, next time you go live, we could talk more about it after the show.
Okay.
But it was good to come on and talk to you guys.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
you too, man. I hope you get better, man.
Oh yeah, thank you. I'm doing much better. So thank you
Excellent.
guys.
Okay, you have a good night.
Thanks.
Okay, so back to old DJ Akademiks. This is one of the most weirdest shit I've ever seen. This dude could be put in prison for 30 years, but he's online talking smack about, the Meg, the Stallion. I don't understand how and why. I don't get it. It's kind of, to me, it shows that he has no empathy or anything. I mean, and the thing is this, it's not a rumor. The woman was at his place and something did happen to her. I played the tape on here of her screaming and I could only play like maybe 3 seconds. It was that horrible sounding. I mean, it was horrible. So his BA, I want to say something, his, let's say, witch, I don't want to say that other word, but I mean the other word. His witch ass has nerve even mentioning anybody at this point, but it's him. So let me go back to this man right here.
Rock Nation for harassment. Okay. And he also made mention of emotional distress. He claims that back in 2022, when Megan Thee Stallion called him a big ass, that he was suffering and that it made him conscious of his weight and allegedly couldn't eat for a week. And he's claiming that he could be pursuing damages for that. Okay. Not something that I would generally take seriously, but we have been seeing the DJ.
What's funny is that it's not like she kept. The thing is this. It's stupid what he said. He actually made himself. He made himself out to be a witch. That I'm saying, because it's like you're letting a woman. Most of the men in his circles, but most of them, his men are just like him anyway. But any normal man would be going, something, bro, that sounds weak. Because number one, you are big. And number two, you're on, you're in proceedings for eating a fruit, and you've said worse to other people. You've literally lied on this woman. Let me put him on screen. You literally lied about this woman for what, 2 or 3 years, bro? Don't let her countersue you. And all these niggas always say they got legal teams, but nobody ever shows up. I'm serious. I mean, when he's in a lawsuit right now, right? That's a defense team. That they don't. The defense team isn't going to turn around and go, "Oh yeah, we'll handle your defamation suit too. We'll get you money quick." Let me see how much this dude's worth. How much is DJ Akademiks worth?
He was worth a few million a couple years ago.
It says $1.4 billion.
You said 1.4 billion with a B?
Yes, I'm looking at it. It says 1.4 billion.
With the B.
With the B.
I didn't think he had that much.
Wait, how much is... Let me make sure here. Okay, it's not publicly confirmed, but widely circulated estimates of him being a billionaire or having hundreds of millions of dollars are accurate, according to the streamer himself. Sorry, my bad. The source is him. Let me ask him. Let me ask a different way. How much does DJ Akademiks make on YouTube? Something tangible here. Okay. This channel has lower activity, but still generates ad revenue. The recent monthly income estimates ranging approximately $846 to $1,159 in November 2025. So I'm going to take the higher number and say that he made $1,160. That's $1,160. One's a lot higher than I thought, and one's a lot lower than I thought. So let's take that and multiply that by 3. So I'm going to give it that he makes $3,000 a month. So he makes $36,000 a year, and he's in a case which could send him to prison for pretty much the rest of his healthy life, which is probably 20 to 30 years, depending on the situation. I'll cut it down to 10 years in prison. He ain't got no money.
No, there's she never filed criminal charges.
Oh, she's just okay.
It's a civil lawsuit.
The thing is that so that Cassie only filed a civil lawsuit as well, and we saw what happened with that.
Yeah, but that was a different circumstance because he never was charged with raping Cassie. He was charged with violations of the Mann Act and
well, no, that was wait. That's a criminal case. What did he get? What did Cassie get him on?
He sued him for grape and SA.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about with DJ Akademiks.
Right, but you had mentioned jail. There's
no. What I mean is this. Well, this is what I mean. Let me clear it up. Cassie's thing started as a civil lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she got paid quickly, the feds looked and said, you know something, there's some more dirt here.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and put in what's called a criminal referral, which means that then it turns into a criminal case. And that's why, see, Diddy tried as quickly as he could to pay Cassie back. But then the problem is that attention they started digging up more stuff. And let me put it this way. I haven't seen anything in DJ Akademiks history that's as bad as Diddy's, but he does have some stuff in his history. Some abuse things. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that he's going to go to prison forever, but if he gets let's put it this way, if he is a billionaire, he should go ahead and just pay this woman and move on. And hope it doesn't get this thing doesn't get legs. But I don't think that he can help himself. I really don't. Let's go back to this guy right here. Here we go.
That don't spin on a rampage against Roc Nation this year. We know he definitely does not like Megan Thee Stallion. He claims he's met with his legal team. We will see if there is any pursuit in this direction moving forward, but I will cover it because he was deposed in the Milagro case. Aiden Ross was also deposed. Tory Lanez was also deposed. Sunstar Peterson also deposed in that case.
I think, but I believe Torey wasn't fully deposed or at all, because I thought he had to pay some fee, and his lawyer he had to pay $10,000. His lawyer had to pay $5,000 for something had to do with court. I forgot the name of it.
So perhaps he might be willing to escalate it from just talk on his stream to pursuing it, because he actually had to play an active role, at least momentarily.
He ain't doing shit. He ain't doing shit. He ain't going to win anything. In fact, if anything, he's going to set himself up for getting a countersuit.
What happened, right? He claims that it was harassment for him to have to undergo a 9-hour deposition. I guess that's in total time, because there were 2 different.
Oh my God, that is so much bullshit. That's how you know he's full of crap, because going through a 9-hour deposition is just something you have to do. You were summoned to do it. Courts do it all the time. Just get your man. I can't believe that people actually believe him.
Different depositions. He claims that he may be able to claim damages on that. I don't believe so, but that is just my limited scope.
I agree with you, sir.
In terms of legal jargon. If there was an issue with the 9 hours, I'm sure the judge would have ruled adversely to that amount of time.
Right, exactly. Bottom line is that a judge, if an 8-hour or 9-hour deposition was too long for you, the problems with the court, you'd be suing the court if you were going to sue anybody, because they are the ones that set the perimeters.
But again, that's just me speaking from my limited purview. Okay. So we're going to get into this. And I think he may, honestly, he might just be building out his own case at a later time to be pursued for defamation from Megan Thee Stallion, if she, endeavors to do so. I don't know if she's interested in going through this process again. This has been a year of ups and
It's going to be very interesting, but I can say with 99% sureness that he's not going to do it. If he does, it'll be a very short. It probably won't survive the first motion to dismiss.
downs. It's taken her away from other things. Although she's still been producing music and putting music out and putting videos out and stuff like that. This has been an ongoing battle for the past year. Not to mention the fact that Tory Lanez was involved. A protective order was placed on Tory Lanez for his usage of Milagro Gramz as a third-party surrogate messenger.
Oh, yeah. I told you, Milagro. That's I mean, right there, Megan Smart. That's what she wanted. That's what she wanted, Milagro. She wanted you to leave her alone. If you were neutral in your commentary, which if you were, a media defendant, you would have been. Yeah. You wouldn't have been talking smack and she wouldn't have a problem with it. There's a lot of people who say, oh yeah, I don't like her music, or, oh yeah, I think she's, too tall, or, oh yeah, she's not that pretty, or, oh yeah, she's really cute, whatever. And they don't get sued. That's because they don't repeatedly attack. Especially knowing that, especially telling lies about stuff in court. Courts don't like that. Courts don't like people when they start putting court business up on, for entertainment. They don't mind it. They don't mind it if it's used for like, education. But entertainment.
So I don't know if she's gonna, want to still keep wrapping herself up in pursuing people for defamation or legal issues, but we don't know. All right. So let's get into what the DJ that don't spin had to say. I'm gonna try to stomach as much as I possibly can, but I don't think we'll be watching the entirety of it. Okay. It's about 10 minutes out of like a half an hour that I've already cut down.
Unbeknownst to most of y'all watching, and unbeknownst to the public, me and my small group of people who work with me, and we have been working with attorneys, we were in the process of preparing to file a lawsuit versus Meg Thee Stallion. I want this abundantly clear and obvious.
How about, let's talk about your lawsuit when that woman's lawsuit against you. Aren't you kind of spreading your legal team thin, going against Meg and trying to defend yourself from going to jail? No, I won't say going to jail, but definitely losing a couple dollars.
And I want to explain, and today is a hiccup, and I'm going to tell you why. We're going to get into this case. Because we anticipated that Meg, through whether it's clear bias of the judge, whether it's whatever Rock Nation sleight of hand, was probably going to be successful in some facet versus Milagro Cooper, who doesn't have enough resources to really properly go to war.
Oh, so you admit that she's broke too. So I thought she was balling right now. Her friend said she was balling. I mean, I understand what you're saying because the court records say she broke. But I'm just saying, at least what they say in court, she was 10K down. Now, hey, look, she'll make that money back. But a lot of the people out there are making it sound like Millie is balling right now, like she's rich. And Megan, she's still rich. I'm glad you cleared that up, AK. Here we go.
Versus the Avengers. So, we were taking action. By the way, I also want to let y'all know, Rock Nation, through their many investigators and how they harassed me, particularly, in terms of having me to post for 9 hours.
This is one weak nigga, in my opinion. I mean, I mean, and it wasn't 9 hours, 8 hours, because they had lunch for an hour. And he's a leader, ladies and gentlemen. Men have chose to be led by this grape suspect, which he is. He's worried about his weight. He should be worried about the case. He got problems.
I realize if they gonna have something for me, I probably gotta have something for them. Don't you worry. So I said, I'm gonna, and I met with the legal minds around me.
This grandiosity stuff has got to go away, because he hasn't, if he really met with legal people, do you know the first thing they tell you to do? They tell you to shut the fuck up. So just by his statements, he's either lying or he just lost his legal team, because they don't like this. The first thing, especially if you are going to be, they need you to be a good client. This isn't being a good client. Exactly. AK is a coward. He only bullies women. Yep. There have been plenty of men who have talked shit about AK, including me. He ain't never even thought about suing them. But when Megan does it, no, it's not even Megan even talking shit about him. Well, she did call him what he is. He's fat. I mean, you're fat, bro. You can get to the gym. You can lose some weight. Ain't nothing about it. I don't get it. I mean, basically the thing is this. He's done worse to her than it's just weird to me. It's like, wait a minute. You sound up, but the thing is this. This is what I found. This is how far down fallen the majority of these red pill niggas have fallen, to the point where they want to sound like, biatches, and still be accepted by their followers. Back in the day, we call men like this chicken shits. Well, you scrubbed my toe, so I'm going to have to sue you. While it's fresh right in the middle of him being in a very serious, and I mean serious case. It might be civil now. It might be civil now, but he might be going by way of Diddy. He might be in the same cell with Diddy. He better be being nice to Diddy now, because he might be staying right next to him if he keeps this up.
We're in the process of crafting this lawsuit. Now, I'm again, everything I'm saying here is fast, but I want to tell you where it stands today, and we're going to get into this. And really, today's decision affects how I have to move forward. Why would I sue? Well, everything. If you play the legal game, as Meg is trying to play the legal game, you have to look for precedents, right? Like in the Drake and Kendrick thing, even though Drake didn't sue Kendrick, Drake sued the labels. Drake getting that lawsuit tossed out, which we're going to give an update on the petition that still exists in Bexar County. We're going to get to that. But Drake getting that lawsuit tossed out tells every other artist, if somebody says something about you on record, don't sue your record label, because it's not going to go far. They have precedent. The precedent is Drake lawsuit versus the label.
So now he's name dropping Drake. Okay, D. Okay. This is what they were talking about here.
DJ Akademiks complained about Megan Thee Stallion, suggesting that he and Milagro Gramz aren't quote unquote real media in a recent post on social media.
No, he's not. He's not real media. Not at all. He's just some guy who just got popular. He's not. I mean, the news when he comes out with news, it's not real media.
Megan issued the remark while sharing a statement from her legal team about the verdict in her lawsuit against Gramz. Thank you. Here they go lying again. As usual, if you want real media news, know how to be patient and know how to read, she wrote to Megan Cunniff on Twitter. In the statement, Megan's legal team clarifies that the judge hasn't determined the final judgment for the defamation count. Instead, the previously reported $75,000 figure only accounts for intentional infliction of emotional distress and promotion of an altered sexual depiction, which also requires Gramz to cover Megan's legal fees. The judge still needs to review post-verdict motions and calculate those legal fees to determine the full judgment. Contrary to public statements issued by Milagro's attorneys, the court has not issued a final judgment regarding the defamation count. The judge will make a final ruling and determine the entire financial amount that Milagro will be required to pay Megan, inclusive of legal bills and the defamation count at a later date. Megan team's team writes. Responding to Megan's remark, DJ Akademiks said on his live stream that he got his information from NBC News. I'm sorry. In turn, he accused Megan of actually suggesting that NBC News is fake.
All right, yo, let's start a GoFundMe, nigga. I'm gonna just throw the first 10, 15,000 in there. Let's see if anybody else gonna contribute.
So that's what he's doing. Darnell.
Things before he said,
I think he's going to try to do the same thing he did. Let me put up DJ Akademiks again. I think he's trying to do the same thing that these other people are doing, where they're trying to, a perfect example is Dr. Umar. He's trying to do a Dr. Umar. That's what I'll call it. And what I mean is this. Dr. Umar, his excuse for asking for money is the school. But let's face it, it ain't much of a school. It's a building. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out he doesn't even own the building anymore. So DJ Akademiks, he's an online hustler too. So his thing is gonna be, oh, poor me, I gotta go sue Megan Thee Stallion. So he's gonna make Megan Thee Stallion his cash cow. That's what I think was gonna happen. Because he's always looking. That's just how they operate. That's just how hustlers operate. That's just how I feel about it. What do you think?
If he pulls something like that, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I would lose any and all, respect for the man. It's like, and I mean, honestly, at that point, I would probably create my own anti-manosphere, anti-red pill channel at that point. I'm serious, DJ. I mean, it's not just DJ Akademiks here. I'm just noticing everybody, is just full of shit. No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it, but full of crap.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I know it's not I'm not going to bring it's not on the topic, but I just got done, watching an earlier video where it's like, okay, these guys, I don't know, the best way I could put it is kind of like what what's his name? Andrew Tate, does, talking about I'm helping young men, I'm improving the lives of young men, and then ripping them off. I can't stand, I can't stand that. And I guess, I don't know. I guess it's just it's starting to wear on me because it's spreading. It's spreading like a cancer. So if DJ Akademiks does that, I mean, I would lose all faith, in the red pill at that point.
All right, Darnell, I'm going to call it a night. I got to get to do some things, but this has been great. This has been great. I'm glad you, your commentary and Deontay's commentary, and then the chat was popping. Let me go ahead and kick in the jams, and we'll call it a night, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Here we go.
Pull up a chair, the family's here. Voices are warm, the vibe is clear.
All right, shout out in the house, Angela Reddick. Deontay was here. Hyenas is here.
Laughter and truth, a gentle sound. Hearts open wide when the
Our dream. Why is seeking knowledge? Ghost. Miss Alto. And Act Natural Under Pressure. And of course, everybody in the chat. Thank you for coming through, checking it out. DJ Torch. We'll see you on the next one.